on 560 WQAM. Hoping the radio audience can hear us. I know Twitch can. Hello, Leroy.
What's up, fraudulent?
Oh my God, again with this? Like, what's wrong with you?
Here's the problem. Okay. And J-Fig is my witness.
Oh, that doesn't taint the jury pool at all. I mean, she's like your sidekick.
You edited the video you put on Twitter.
Yeah.
So much. What about the callers that called you a flip-flopper and show pony? And
well, first of all, I'm doing editing for me. If you want to make a video for your social media, you can go ahead and edit. If JFig wants to make JFig has access to all the videos. If she wants to make a video, she can go make a video. No one's stopping JFig from editing.
So you admit.
Well, your problem was yesterday is that I didn't have the flip-flop caller in. And my argument to that would be, first of all, it's not my punchline in my video. My punchline was to take Jovic off the table. Second of all, you already call me a flip-flopper in the video, so it's kind of redundant.
No, but it's so much funnier when you try to go out.
It really wasn't that funny. It wasn't that funny.
You went out to the callers, and the first caller said, yeah, let's know, flip-flopper. That was hilarious.
Hilarious to you. I thought he was immature, and he's permanently banned, so... That's that with that.
He's not banned. In fact, I welcome his takes even more.
No, I mean, do you remember the guy's name?
Do you?
No, I don't, because I banned him. All right, so I guess they can't hear us on the radio or whatever's going on right now. All right, we're back here. We're on commercial. J-Vig, send us a break. Check, 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 check. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Twitch. I know you can hear me.
The audio situation is fixed. I don't know what's going on with video. Yes, I can.
Okay, can now you hear me on the board? Are we good now?
Yeah, but you just sounded bad right now.
Okay, but now do I sound fine?
No, you sound good. You sound like you're in a jet chamber.
I sound like I'm in a jet chamber. All right. Well, that's a little bit weird. Well, that's good.
It sounds fine to me.
I sound good to you, but I don't sound okay. So I think
Leroy sounds fine. You sound.
I sound weird.
Now you sound.
Now I sound weird, or I sound fine.
You sound weird.
All right. Well, I don't know. I sound. I don't want it to be coming through, but all right. Why don't we hit our first commercial break, and then we'll try and see if we got this thing situated, because I think we're on our way. I just may have to reconnect my mic or something like that. We'll be back with more after this. All right. How does my mic sound now, everybody? Does it sound good on Twitch? Sound good? Okay, cool. Leroy, can you hear me?
Yes.
You sound good? Does Leroy sound good? Do we all sound good? All right, everybody sounds good. Cool. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
Hello, Flip Flopper.
You just got to grow up at some point. I'm not going to sit
Me?
here I'm not going to sit here and quibble over you and your criticisms of how I edit my social media. You can get your own video editing going. You can do it. You want to go out there? You want to make video reels or TikTok vids or Twitter vids? No one's stopping you. No one's stopping JFig
from putting the truth out there.
It was the truth. The truth was I took my whole point of the video was taking Nikola Jovic off the table. Like, if you want to sit here and you want to dissect, I wish this part was it. Guess what, dude? Get the director's cut then. Go back and watch the whole YouTube video. It's up. The whole YouTube clip of the segment is up, so you guys can go watch it then. You don't like what I put on my Twitter account? Boo-hoo. Go cry about it.
I would suggest go and see it. It was glorious.
It was glorious because I took Nikola Jovic off the table.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the main point of everything. But you want to sit here, you want to harp on things. Like, dude, you guys like an angel out here. His favorite instrument is the harp. It's a wild thing to see. Pretty crazy, Leroy. I would have thought you would have had a little bit more maturity at this point of your life.
All right.
A little bit more maturity, but I guess not.
I love the way you flip this and put it on me.
It's unbecoming. It's unbecoming of you. It's unbecoming of Jennifer. The way you guys have, I don't know. Maybe one day you two will grow up. But
an attack on your integrity?
It is an attack on my integrity. It is an attack on my integrity, and I don't really appreciate it. But what can you do? What can you do? People will be how they want to be. But the point is,
here's a thought. Don't flip flop.
I didn't flip flop though.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. In order to be off the table, you would have had him on the table.
Yeah, he has been on the table, but now he's off.
Okay.
That's not flip flopping. The facts change.
No. That is flip flopping. That's the direct opposite of where he was.
No, that's not true. See, this is where you're not a grown up. Flip flopping would be like, I think Nikola Jovic sucks, and then I think, oh my God, this guy's amazing.
Wait a minute. Whew! Do you recall that?
I do recall that. Did you remember that performance?
It was his first action in the NBA.
It was Summer League. It was terrible.
Summer League.
Yeah,
okay.
It was really bad.
Okay.
Everybody
was a Hall of Famer in Summer League?
James Ennis was. He was really good.
How'd that turn out?
He had a solid NBA career.
Right.
Solid NBA career.
All right.
Remember when he dunked on Rasul Butler on opening night?
Yeah, it's funny. You remember Beast asked about Kendrick Nunn and we blasted him, and then he ended up being damn near the starting point guard.
He was the starting point guard.
He was starting too.
Yeah. He upset Dion Waiters. That brought it all back to there. So, but anyway, what did you think of the Pinks last night? Did you watch the Pinks last night?
I didn't watch them. I earbudded them.
Earbud?
Yeah. Because it wasn't even on Spanish TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got to get with the Apple, dude. Apple's got some good shows. I got to tell you.
You know what sucks? I have Apple.
Oh, so what's the deal?
Because
you have to get the MLS package too. I forgot. Yeah. It's on discount now, though.
Yeah, because the season's almost over.
It's on discount, though. It's
so how many points do you get for a tie?
Oh, it's 1 point, dude.
So now they're 10 points out.
I'm moving on. I still haven't lost, though.
But here's the kicker. A couple of teams above them lost. So they got no points.
The thing is, though, I was saying this when we were going through our technical snafus, but I thought Nashville played like a bunch of cowards yesterday.
It almost seemed like they played not to win, but not to lose.
It's exactly how they
played.
Right?
They played not to let Messi beat them, not to let Busquets get to him. And what was going on with Busquets? He was a little heated yesterday.
He was heated. He was not happy.
I mean, he was he went full Chris Paul on the game.
You think you're going to have these, there's refs out there, big tough guys who think they're not going to be intimidated by the star players. But let me tell you something, refs. You'll do what we ask, okay? and you'll give us kicks when we want kicks. And they were really
you're that Leroy.
yeah,
We now.
You're gonna give us kicks when we want kicks. And the other thing that was unbecoming, you had Nashville like a bunch of crybabies whining because Messi's moving the ball. Oh, he's moving the ball because the ref turns his head for a second. So Messi, positions the ball like he wants to, and they're all whining about, oh, don't let him move the ball. Like, dude, just have your goalie stop it. You're so worried about it. So like after all that whining and crying, it's like, oh, fine, whatever. So they get one stop and they think there's something special. No bigs.
When that game started, based on how Nashville was playing, I saw a draw the whole way.
It was it was not one of the more exciting Pinks games, that's for sure.
I tell you what, the one thing that soccer does to me that no other sport does, the ups and downs of a match are quick and sometimes exciting and sometimes frustrating as hell. And to go on this roller coaster for 90 minutes, plus whenever they add on to the end, I'm telling you, I'm exhausted after listening, watching, or whatever, just because you get so excited. Oh, they're on the move. And then they either turn around and kick it backwards, which as a football player, there's a rule. Never throw the ball towards your own end zone. Right?
Yep.
And so when I watch soccer, they do it all the time. It's kind of like a reset, but there was a lot of thievery going on in those resets, and Nashville had some good opportunities because they were being careless with the ball.
So, like, what's up with Ken Griffey Jr. being a photographer, and why are all the 90s Mariners doing this? Because it was like a thing for a while. Randy Johnson was a photographer.
Yeah. Well, remember, Randy Johnson was at a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But yesterday, Ken Griffey's at the game. He's like, they're like, oh, Ken Griffey's here with Floyd Mayweather, but he has
That's
a
what
media.
I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather was there.
Yeah, Floyd.
Not a lot of stars.
And so Floyd's there, and then Ken Griffey's there, but Ken Griffey's got a media vest on. He's there taking pictures.
Yeah.
So you think like Randy got him into it?
I mean, it's maybe, you know what? To be honest with you, if he was just Ken Griffey Jr., he wouldn't get that close to the game. See what I'm saying?
You mean like he wouldn't get the seats? You don't think Ken Griffey is going to get good seats?
No, I'm just saying, as media, he has better access than if he's Ken Griffey. So I would imagine he gets access to a lot of sporting events and events that, as Ken Griffey Jr., he wouldn't be able to get that access.
I don't know. Ken Griffey Jr. can't get the best access?
Randy Johnson would not be on the sidelines if he wasn't taking pictures.
I think Randy Johnson wants to take pictures, though.
Yeah, but how you know Ken Griffey? We don't never hear from Ken Griffey. You don't know what he's been doing.
I don't, but I find it odd that like two of the biggest stars from a famous baseball team have the same hobby.
I mean,
it's weird.
I mean, Russell Westbrook likes taking pictures. Remember?
I know, but it'd be like but imagine, Vlad, if we were over here 3 years down or like we were like 10 years down the line, right? And Russ is taking pictures, but then also James Harden is taking pictures. We're like, the OKC Thunder.
Hey, those pictures. I said Westbrook's pictures would be blurry because he moved too fast.
James Harden's pictures would just be of all the women in the stands. Where are we partying later? What are we doing? Just strange. I don't know. I never got photography, but I got a bad grade in it. So
how you get a bad grade in taking pictures?
I think the professor had it out for me, dude. I really do.
The pictures don't lie.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were artsy, but he didn't apparently agree.
I can imagine what your art was in college.
Oh, dude,
where were the pictures?
Oh, they were artsy. No, dude, I took some great landscape pictures. Great landscape pictures.
Landscape.
Wait. Depth.
So you got up after a kegger, right? And I got an assignment done. So you just went and took pictures outside of the dorm and wondered why you ain't passed.
So in depth. It was in depth, dude.
And then you tried to explain it. Look at the pictures of these bushes.
Look at the resolution.
Look at the green coming out.
I had to go in the dark room and everything with the paper. I was like, yeah, this guy gave me a D on this class. What is this? Had it out for me, dude. I'm telling you. Something was there. Something was amiss. I don't know.
How did you get out of college?
Great. Came back years later. They had me throw out a first pitch. They're proud of me.
That was
Wow,
funny.
you threw out the first pitch?
Yes,
Barry,
he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. And he wore all of his Bucky gear for like a week.
I loved my Bucky hat. I need some. Hey, Barry, I need some new swag. Send it your way. All right. I need some new Bucky hats. You guys need to hook it up with the swag bag. It's been a while.
You know what, Tobin? I'm upset that you got a bad grade at photography.
Why?
Lever, look at the pictures he's taking of Coach McDaniel talking during the playoffs and everything like that. Always looking for a scoop. You got a D in photography?
Listen, Vlad, it's a lot like the undrafted player, like I used it as motivation.
Well, here's the deal. You ain't taking pictures no more.
Nah, it's mostly just stalking video.
Stalking.
It's mostly
Vlad, we were at Radio Row for Super Bowl, and this knucklehead, him and Robbie took video of Tua walking and critiqued his walk because he had the hip surgery.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they said, his gait looks pretty good. Look at this. I'm like, oh my goodness. Dude, what is wrong?
It was journalism, dude.
Boots
on the ground.
Talking about a guy's gait. You're looking
Yes.
It was the talk of Radio Row, Vlad. We were like, Tua's gate.
And they got video.
Sure did. Yeah. And then you have Robbie. He's like trying to head out of the
video.
Robbie's
breaking it down. Nobody could break down anything like Robbie. So Robbie's breaking like, dude, you see, he's not going left, right. It's right.
Robbie broke down in those halls right there how the second baseman should turn a double play. It was glorious.
It's amazing.
He broke down. Wait, Vlad. He broke down a bet on the Super Bowl of the national anthem, and he sang it and said, "There is no way."
By the way, just got a release from the Dolphins. Shout out to the Twitch chat for the nod. Jeff Wilson has been placed on injured reserve.
Is that 4 weeks? Or
at least 4 weeks. It's at least 4.
No, but PUP is different than injured reserve.
No, I think injured reserve. It's switched from PUP to injured reserve.
Okay, got you.
So he's got to be out at least 4.
That could also be a way of hiding players.
I think he's actually been dealing with stuff though.
Yeah, he has. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's a little fugazi with how they do it.
So what's your depth going into that Charger game?
You got a lot of depth at running back.
Mostert is one, and then
Mostert, Ahmed, and then Brooks, I guess, because I don't know if A-Chain was back, but he had a non-contact jersey on.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I said before, Mike McDaniel has always been a creative runner of the football. So you're going to see like wide receiver sweeps. You're going to see a lot of various things that they do that constitutes the run game. They're not just a team that just turns around and hands it off. So from that standpoint, they could get away with it. You know what I mean? But at some point, here's my problem. And this was my problem last year. And then Wilson kind of picked it up. Sometimes in a football game, you just need to line up and beat the hell out of the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And this team, with those running backs, I don't know if they could do that. Right? Like you might just go off tackle on first down and say the third quarter, and you get 5 yards. And you go, let's run it back. And let's just beat them up. Right? Mm. And then you just suck the life out of the opposing team because you're beating them up front. That's what a running game does more than anything. So if you do that, it's basically tenderizing the defense because now you drop back to pass. You don't have a pass rush because you done beat them up front.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 here on the program as the Canes going to open up their season tomorrow against Miami of Ohio. Are you going, Leroy? You were thinking about going. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I don't think so. But you know me, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be. So I am really excited to see this game tomorrow, and I don't care that they're playing Miami of Ohio. It is like, I'm not saying it's a make or break year, but it's definitely a year to see.
It's a need to get my hopes back.
A different Canes team.
Yeah, you need to get my hopes back up. You need to you need to rehab me. I'm wounded right now. I need to be healed as a Canes fan.
We sitting in the circle right now, and there's the Ibis in the middle, and we're having a group, and you go, hi Tobin. He go, my name is Brendan Tobin. I'm a Canes fan. Hi Brendan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things that, you know, like I said, I felt good, like when I talk to Canes fans and they say, I like the direction, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I want to see it. And I've been asking for that for the last few years.
I'm going
because you really didn't know.
I'm going tomorrow. I told my son. He's excited. He's already just planned his snacks, though. That's all he cares about when going to games.
That's
all he cares about, dude.
First game of the season. Now, I will say this. Here's where I was a little off, because I previously said, no way in hell you tailgate, you know, on a weekday down here.
Right.
Here's the kicker. Everybody gets off work early. Because
it's Labor Day.
So there might be some tailgating.
There might be some tailgating.
So you don't tailgate?
There's gonna be a lot of people who are just taking the 4-day weekend too.
Leroy, the game's at 7. Everybody's offices shut down at 1.
Hey man,
they're tailgating their ass
That's
off.
what I'm saying. But I'm also saying this. You know what traffic is like in South Florida on a Friday after about 3 o'clock? You know what I'm saying? And
it can be rough.
Right. And so I'm thinking that even my buddy who tailgates all the time, he said, I'm not tailgating.
I definitely think there'll be plenty of people though out there tailgating, and obviously,
of course, because they're ready to get back to it.
But that's when my son was first thing. I'm like, hey, we're going to the Canes game tomorrow. He goes, I want nachos. I was like, out there.
Like, hey, you just said that out the gate. Like,
let me tell you something. You tell Tommy, don't sleep on the big cookie.
All right.
They have that little thing like they have at Annie Ann's, like the little hot box, and those cookies sitting up in there, the big giant cookie up in there.
That kid can crush some snacks at a game. Like when he goes to a Panthers game, like the unlimited popcorn. I mean, he goes that's his bread and butter.
When I used to take Rebecca, she thought the game was over when her hot dog and French fries was done.
Same. When he was like 3, when I was an idiot, I tried to take him to a game, and when he was like 3 years old, he goes, all right, snacks are over. It was the end of the first period, and he's like, all right, we going. Done. Yeah. But this should be fun. It's his first football game, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's never been to a football game. Neither's been on it.
I asked question. I like what you're doing here, except the full experience would be Dolphins game.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what you're doing. Baby steps. You're gonna have a little bit of room. It ain't gonna be packed.
Well, my wife was like, "Hey, do we go to because we just had a high school open up in our neighborhood, and it's gonna be probably the high school that my kids end up going to." And she goes, "Hey, we should go to the first football game." Like, what is this? Friday night lights? Like, all right. I said maybe, but maybe maybe we can go to the Canes game. How about that?
I mean, listen,
because let's be honest. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I got to imagine the first year football program, they're going to get stomped. Let's see the program get built up a little bit.
I mean, look at college when they go from D2 to D1.
Ethan Schmolnick says having first football game be a Canes game should be Child Protective Services call on you. It's gonna be different this year, Smeathan. All right.
No, but here's the deal. I remember my first football game. It was the Bayou Classic, right? And the crazy thing about it is the Superdome is packed for it. And it's amazing, you know. Plus, you got the bonus of the bands. When I went to my first Saints game, right? Also packed. But keep in mind, the Saints didn't have a winning record till I was in college. So those were hard times right there. Hard times.
The ain't days, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Flags over your head.
With old Elijah at quarterback.
Yeah, Elijah
Archibald.
Let me see. We had him, and then we had Bobby Hebert, and then we had a couple of guys in between there. Because I mean, you talking about? I think Bobby Hebert was right after Archie. I'm not sure.
Bobby Hebert's still doing a radio show?
Yeah.
They need to have Bobby Hebert do an interview with Lou Headley. Now that's some voices right there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Australian and Cajun.
By the way, I saw his picture.
Who?
His team picture.
Yeah.
He looks older than the coach. Dude.
I mean, he's in college forever.
Vlad. Dude is a 30-year-old rookie.
Yep.
Right? There's not too many rookies in the NFL that said I used to own a tattoo parlor.
Very impressive.
Right?
That guy's lived life. Honestly, probably the most relaxed he's been has probably been at the Hurricanes, according to the rest of his life, with owning a tattoo shop and scaffolding.
Dude, but he's around 18 to 21-year-old kids.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Time. I mean, but here's the kicker. I always wonder when people come from like other countries and go to college here, right? Do you go for the name or the winning? Because you're just excited to get a scholarship into an American, because golfers go to the smallest schools.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I remember when it was a thing when he signed, like, remember he took 94 as his number and like even the Rock shouted him out. So I think like he probably knew just the Canes brand, I guess.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't realize like when they got here that, they haven't been winning.
Well, he went through a lot of eras, Lou Headley.
Right.
We'll take a quick break. Chris Grier, he responded yesterday to the rumors that the Colts wanted Jaylen Waddle. So we'll hear from Chris Grier on that. He talked about the Christian Wilkins situation and plenty more to hear from the Dolphins GM. Our Tua coming up next.
Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
To the program, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Tobin and Leroy here with you, taking you up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
There you go. Last night, the Pinks, they played Nashville to, as the kids call, a 0-0 draw.
Do you have to say 0-0 draw? Can you just say draw? You gotta say 0-0.
I mean, it was no goals, Leroy. I mean, you could have a 3-3 draw. You could have a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, exactly, Leroy. If it was if there was 2 goals scored, you'd say it's a 1-1 draw. But if there was no goals scored, it's 0-0.
I think you know what. Let me say this. I think it has to do with me looking at your fraudulent ass saying 0-0.
Fraudulent?
That's what it is.
What do you mean?
Vlad, I apologize to soccer. That's the way you're supposed to say it.
That is how you're supposed to say it.
Wait, I know that, but it's you saying 0-0.
Why? I mean, I'm trying to get with the lingo.
Leroy, I'm going to tell you something. I'm proud of you. That's not hate. That's not hate. It's just you being honest, Leroy, right there.
Yeah.
But you didn't like the way Tobin said that, as if he's some soccer aficionado. Like,
But I'm just trying.
You said it so smooth.
Hold on.
No, I give you credit. It's smooth. But you said it as if you're like you've been following soccer for all your life.
Tobes, you were so confident in the way your description, and I'm just looking at you going, he didn't give a damn about soccer 6 months ago.
But now I do, dude. We got to go.
So that's why it just caught me off guard with you using Whittingham terminology. And you're like, you're not Whittingham.
No, nobody is.
I know. So that's Vlad.
I got to be honest with you.
Can I just say this? Let me say it this way. This is how you explain this. It's not you. It's me.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Alexis says Nashville parked the bus and decided the way to stop Messi was to foul him. I agree, dude. They played like a bunch of cowards yesterday, Alexis. A bunch of cowards.
It was borderline hockey the way they were sending in their beef.
It was wild. Marlins, by the way. Oof. Oof.
Man, let me tell you something. Can I just say thank you, Pinks. Thank you, Messi. Because you have taken my mind off of this nosedive.
Free fall
of a team that we were excited about before you came into town, Messi. I'm gonna just say that.
I saw Skip Schumacher.
I was excited. They were fun, and then all of a sudden they weren't. And I can't explain it because here's the deal: the guys that were brought in to hit are hitting.
Yeah, well, not yesterday. They weren't.
Well, I mean, come on, you're not going. But like you can't have long stretches of this. Like you're gonna have games where everybody don't hit, but you can't have long stretches. And then Sandy, he still get that one inning every now and then.
Well, yesterday you can't blame Luzardo. Luzardo was good for them yesterday, but they haven't been hitting lately, Leroy. They've been right. They've lost.
They won 2-1.
5 out of 6. The one they won was 2-1. Like they've been the runs have been hard to come by for the Fish lately. And Skip Schumacher saying after the game, it's still early. We got 4 weeks left. Dude, you're almost as close to the Nationals catching you as you are to catching that last wild card spot.
Right.
Yep,
I got you.
I mean, I don't. It's I'm telling you right now, dude. Like, look, I know that this season hasn't been a disaster. They've shown some good stuff this year. But
there was so much promise.
So help me God, if we come back next spring and if anybody tells me about, we were at 14 over at one point, I'm going to lose it, because you know what I'm going to throw in their face. Because
you sent Yuli down.
Yeah, I'm never going to forget it. I'm not going to get ranted. I'm not going to do the same rant, but just so you guys know, don't try that on me next year when you try and mention how good a start you guys got off to, because we go not going to forget.
We go to camp.
I'm not going to forget it.
We go to camp every year. So
yeah. Florida, they're in action tonight for the Gators fans out there. They are taking on number 14 Utah.
This will be a good game.
Utah's -4.5 in this one. 8:00 kickoff.
Where are they playing?
I believe it's in Utah.
In Utah.
Wow.
Yeah, in Utah, dude.
You know, back in the day when I was in college.
Urban Meyer's babies.
Back in the day when I was in college, a school like Florida would never go to Utah. Just like, think about this. When Miami came and played Michigan, we didn't do a home and home, because we could fill your stadium twice in ours and give you your money and still be ahead. So it made no sense to do a home and home.
Yeah.
Plus, you guys are going to come down to the South and get.
Why not?
And I don't know. I don't think Bo wanted you guys to come down. So.
Dude, it was a series of unfortunate events. We were winning that game by 14 with 5 minutes left.
Did you win?
No, we didn't.
Schmiethen pointing out that Miami is going to bleep in Temple this season.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Did they owe him that for getting Manny Diaz out of his contract?
No,
I wonder why.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. And here's what I would say about Notre Dame. They act like they top 5, even though they're not. They act like they're premier, even though they're not.
Hoity-toity,
right?
Dude.
But if you don't believe it, you can't expect. So when you're going to Utah and you were going to play a damn game at Arkansas State, right? You can't tell me about the U. The U would never go there. That's my point.
They're going to Temple.
Temple got the same size stadium as the Pinks. That's where you go and play football.
Temple.
Whoa, don't diss Temple. I went to Temple's game. They used the track stadium. They didn't
I just don't like the idea of. Come on. I don't want to go to Temple.
The only famous Temple owl is
Bill
Cosby.
No, he's not.
But
John
I think
he didn't go to Temple. He just coached Temple, right?
Temple
don't associate Bill Cosby anymore.
Oh, but okay. Temple in Miami just makes me because like Al Golden, you know.
I'm just
Manny
saying.
Diaz.
Like, here,
I don't like it.
Here, in order for the U to get back to where they were, they have to treat themselves that way. They have to act that way, right? That's the only way you're going to get back. It's like sometimes you could be broke as hell, but when you go to the club, you dress nice and look good, right? Nobody don't know you broke as hell. You got to play the part.
Schmiethen's saying they play at the link. Seems easy.
Not all the time, Schmiethen. Not all the time.
Probably for this game they will.
Dude, you think?
I would think so.
I mean, I don't think nobody's saying, "Ooh, Miami's coming time. We better get the big building."
I disagree, dude. I disagree. Like,
people still acting like they didn't play in the Big East. Yeah. I went to those games.
And it's one of those things with like the with Temple. Yeah, I do think like there was just a list that came out. Like Miami's still like one of the most recognizable brands in the sport. Like, yeah, people care about beating them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then they might be Vlad. I take it back because I did say you might have to go get the big building. Remember? Okay, so
they might be the big building.
I take it back. Arkansas State didn't have options though.
Well, but they're still furious that they didn't.
They're still furious that didn't play.
They thought Miami was being cowards. I was like, come on, dude, you're Arkansas.
But I'm gonna watch the game tonight. But I'm really excited tomorrow because we've heard about all these transfer guys. We've heard about this big offensive line.
Beefy.
We've heard about, Van Dyke coming back. We've heard about, the talent that they have outside other than Restrepo, right? And then, I would say this. If I take the same players from not last year, but the 3 years before that, and just had them play with a certain type of energy as far as tackling, as far as, moving around the field, they would have been better. Right?
I think that's part of the thing. I think Mario,
and that's what Mario's changing the tone of how they do business.
But
you start there.
Yeah, there better be some all right, cool. You had your year to clean out. I thought you could just bring your Mario Cristobalness and fix some of that last year because
with what? But with who? With who?
Just with that care stuff you're talking about and giving a rat's ass.
Yeah, but then you here, he did do that. He probably sat a bunch of guys that were more talented but didn't buy in. Those guys are no longer there. And then the other thing is, right? Even if you play with attitude and play the way Mario wants you to play, you still got to have a level of talent.
I don't disagree with the talent thing, but I do think there was also, like you said, just a little oomph, let's go. And I thought that was going to be something he could infiltrate last year. But he had to, but obviously not, because he cleaned out a lot of the players. He's like, get your ass out of here. So
right. That's it. That's what that, some cases it's not like that. In most cases, right? It's really not like that. If you go to a Florida State, if you go to Alabama or LSU and they change coaches, the turnaround is pretty quick because you're getting talent and it's just an attitude change, right? And I think that's what a lot of people thought here. But what Mario had to do was he had to get rid of the people that didn't buy in, and it hurt because probably some of those guys were more talented than the guys you were playing.
Tahoe says last season was so bad because of the bad losses, got rolled at home by Middle Tennessee State. Yeah, I think that was honestly one of the most humbling losses of all time, because I feel like that's probably why people aren't swaggering as much.
No. FIU.
I will say that. No. Here's what I would say. FIU is a worse loss. There's nothing that's going to be worse than losing to FIU. But even still, you came back with the swagger because you had Mario Cristobal. You're like, oh. And then,
was Mario Cristobal tackling?
He wasn't, but I think with that loss to Middle Tennessee State, I feel like the Canes fan has come kind of hat in hand this year, and we're just in wait and see mode.
You got some humble pie the last few years.
Humble pie. That's what Middle Tennessee State was. It wasn't a worse loss. Nothing will be worse than losing to FIU. But Middle Tennessee was more humbling.
Yeah,
I think it toned everybody down a few notches.
I can agree with that. And so I'm excited to see, one, they got some talent, right? And nobody's really, everybody down here seems like they're in the wait and see mode, which is a good thing. You can hope for the best, but you're not going to be all out there like Tobin, right? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be realistic, right? You can do that with the Heat. Even if I don't agree with you, you got a level of cockiness that the Heat have allowed you to have for the last 15, 20 years.
Thanks to Jimmy Butler. He helps with that.
Even before that.
Jimmy,
right? So, but the U had that 1 year where they started out 10-0 and beat the hell out of Notre Dame.
Oh, the best.
Right. So I'm interested to see, one, how the new offense looks, because you went extreme the other way. You went from 3 yards in the cloud of dust, setting the tone up front, running the football or whatever, to an air raid guy. So I'm interested to see how that's going to look. Defense, listen, in college, you're always going to have some talent to play defense.
For sure.
But it's the energy that creates a good defense. The attitude that creates a good defense. And you can tell right away. Are they gang tackling? Are they swarming to the ball? Are they, you know what I mean? Or is one guy miss a tackle? There's 2 other guys right behind. Those kind of things, I want to see how that plays out.
We'll take a quick break. Flip on over to the Dolphins as they back on the practice field today. McCochin addressed the media. We also will hear from Chris Grier, who had some thoughts on the Jonathan Taylor pursuit. Back after this.
To that whole mile on the range. They got a lot of nice scales.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, we got your chance to win a photo op and an autograph from Panther star Matthew Tkachuk on Sunday, September 10th at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania. Enter this contest. Today's keyword, Florida. Text Florida to 20357. Florida to 20357. And you will be entered into the contest, and your name is in the rink, Leroy.
Yeah.
If you don't win, you can still go to the event. More info is available at HollywoodCollectibles.com. It's text contest, message and data rates may apply. Mike McDaniel is speaking to the media and lets us know about Jeff Wilson dealing with a midsection injury, Leroy, and also a hand injury. So let me
tell you something.
Not awesome.
Of all the injuries that you could have, any injury associated with your core is a game changer. Because think about this. Even like ribs or any, a torn, some people get that sports hernia. Robert got that sports hernia. You can't lift your arms.
Yeesh.
So, think about it. Kevin Hart's in a wheelchair because he did something to one of his.
Well, that was tough. That was really rough. I know he's been documenting how much pain he's in from losing that race to Stephen Ridley. Tough.
Which is hilarious in itself.
Meanwhile, according to Mike McDaniel, Savon Ahmed will return to practice today. Remember, he suffered the head injury in preseason, so would think he's going to be on track to play in week 1.
What happened to the other guy, the undrafted guy? Is he okay?
Chris Brooks?
No. The guy who got.
I think he's still in protocol, but they did like an injury settlement with him or something like that.
Okay, all right.
They did that was the roster they did with him. I don't think he was going to make the team anyway, but
right.
He got an injury.
You can't cut somebody when they hurt.
Right. So he got an injury settlement when they were making the 53. The big news yesterday, Chris Grier, he addressed the media. Vlad, if you could get him, he was like, negotiations.
Here. Before we hear this,
yeah,
how do we feel about how they've handled the situation?
Got to specify what situation we're talking about here, because I was going to go to him.
I'm talking about
Wilkins,
Christian Wilkins.
Okay, get him on Christian Wilkins, Vlad. I'm sorry, I'll get that. How do I think they've handled it? Not great. I think that they. I think that it's been.
I think it was a low rent move to get numbers out there.
It's not, but that didn't surprise me.
Well, he does answer that. They ask him, has he been cheap in contract talk?
Yeah,
and this is how he responded.
I think people around here can say we're not cheap on how we handle stuff. So we do great structure. Brandon does a great job in his job. And as we talk through things, and our relationships with agents are always very good. And so when you look at things around the league and where contracts are, I think that's, just kind of what the market is. And then you kind of use that as your parameter. But I think all deals are unique and different from who the individuals are. So that's why it's, there are always nuances to getting a deal done to where both sides feel good about it.
So I'm going to ask you guys this real quick.
Yep.
You can take the numbers and come up with a contract based on the numbers compared to other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But how does that play out when he's probably your second or third most important player in your franchise?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by him saying, go look around the league, it already tells me that you don't value what this man does for this franchise.
Here was Chris Grier talking about Christian Wilkins and revealed that they are not going to be doing any more talks until the end of the season. This was what he had to say on Wilkins.
where we are today and where we are in March is always dramatically different as you watch every team around the league. There's some teams 100 million over, and all of a sudden they find a way to get under. So not worried about that. Again, like I said, Brandon and Max do a fantastic job, and we have a lot of discussions on not just short term, but long term. We have a lot of good players coming available, not just Christian. There's a lot of guys here in the pipeline here over the next couple of years. They're going to be expensive players. So, but in terms of Christian, we've had a lot of great dialogue with him and his agent, very positive. We made an offer that we thought was fair. And there's times when you do things like that, it has to work for both sides. And so there was never any ill will from each side. I've had a lot of great community. I enjoy his agent. We have good conversations. And so we just, for right now, we're going to hold off until, in my mind, at the end of the season, because I don't think it's fair to distract Christian from his goal of what he wants to achieve and for the team.
Seems like he got, you know what he's doing? Let me show you. Let me get some.
What are you getting? Where's he going? What is that?
He's hiding behind the nonsense of don't want to negotiate during the season.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, it won't be no negotiation. Say, Christian, we'll give you this. And he'll say, okay, that ain't negotiating.
Right. It's also
if you brought him back anything close, or if you moved a little bit, this will be done. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like it's also one of those things too. Like I guess the report was that it was the guarantees that they weren't happy with the contract. Which it's kind of everything with the NFL because you just never know.
Here's the kicker. To anyone that you have given guaranteed money to on the team, nobody has been more reliable and available than Christian Wilkins.
Totally true.
So if you have a problem with guaranteed money, you're basing it on nothing. You have no information that say he won't be available. Is that a fair point?
Yeah, I think I think that's fair. I think look, I think they should pay him. I think you have a guy from what kind of a wrecking machine he is, on top of the fact that he's a pain in the ass, nobody likes to play. You have Josh Allen in his feelings every time he plays him. That makes me happy. Sounds like, we saw Aaron Rodgers get all sensitive on this Hard Knocks with that one guy from the Giants. Imagine when that's Christian. Oh, he got sensitive, dude.
That wasn't sensitive.
He was making fun of a poor practice squad guy. I don't even know you. It was bullying. It was bullying from Aaron Rodgers.
This was Vlad. Yeah, Chris Wilkins. Josh Allen hates him. Even Aaron Rodgers with that other. Whoa.
Wait a minute. Where did my guy come from? Why did my guy get?
Why my guy got to get hit with a spray?
It was not nice when Aaron Rodgers was like, I don't even know you, and the poor guy was.
He was right. Who knows that guy?
I don't know who he is either. But come on, you're Aaron Rodgers. You don't gotta bully the preseason defensive end.
I'm sorry. Listen,
the guy.
That's what that is, Vlad. That's bullying.
That's bullying.
It's bullying.
3 seconds after the ball was thrown. Don't touch me.
He barely touched him. He barely touched him. And then the poor guy was like,
I don't. You know what I love? If that happened to Tua, oh my God, there would have been a National Guard.
Tua, no.
The Giants, it
wouldn't have mattered, Vlad. It wouldn't have mattered because Tua would have done a jiu-jitsu roll. He would have been fine, dude. He would have been fine.
Hey, it's funny how we feel about our guys because. Look, everything was fine and great.
It wasn't nice, Leroy.
You said the Jets, and Vlad said, whoa.
Aaron Rodgers is like, he goes, I don't know you. And the guy's like, I don't know you either. He goes, sure you don't.
You know what, Tobin loves that move because that's such a Tobin move. That is a move
Tobin would have said. It wasn't nice.
Put it this way. If Tua said that to them,
Tua wouldn't do that.
He'd be like,
oh, Goosies galore.
Tua wouldn't do that. Unless
wait. He did tell somebody to keep their name out of his mouth. So
you saw how crazy he went for that, right? Yeah. You saw how crazy they went
for that was great though. Well, that wasn't, but Tua didn't throw the first punch there. He wasn't a bully. Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, Wait. Neither did that D lineman.
Yeah, that D lineman.
Aaron Rodgers threw the first punch.
Aaron Rodgers was not nice. Not nice.
See, I would have said something different. I would have said, stick around, you will. Yeah.
But like we all, that defensive lineman knows who he was going up against.
Talked about it all week during film.
But that's, we call that in camp? That is a camp landmine. Young player trying to get some recognition. They say, don't be that vet that get got. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think a vet told them to do that, and they were laughing at him on the sideline.
You think they were trolling him?
Amped him up. Hey. Like a vet amped him up to do something that's stupid.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree. You know why? Because when I was a vet, we didn't have nothing else to do, so we used to get all the young guys fired up. So we was playing in a preseason game, right? And my boy Herro, that was my roommate, that's my dog, right? Thick as thieves. He was on he did number special teams, right? But he was a running back. He came over the sideline, and me and Robert just sitting there. I got a little hot dog in my sock or something. We just chilling. It's preseason, right? He said, Herro, get him, Herro. So we fired him up, right? He goes, dog, I'm about to go out here and knock somebody the hell out, right? So it was a punt return. It was either kickoff or a punt return. And he circled around to get the kicker, right? He was going to blow the kicker up. And we see him circling. And me and Rob were like, uh-oh, he come. And the kicker turned and saw him. And boom, stunned him. Ooh. And Herro went to a knee. And me and Robert looked at each other. Said, we can't let this pass, right? So Herro went on the sideline on the other side. And we like, Herro! Come here. And so the game going on, and we on the field telling Herro to come to the other end. He come down. I say, what happened, dog? What happened? He say, that kicker played linebacker in college. I'm like, you got that much of a scout report in preseason?
That's a hell of a story. I just want to know, how do you have a hot dog in your sock? How? Why?
In case I needed a snack.
Had some foil around it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Better.
Dude,
Not great, but better.
This is no lie. When I was in Cleveland, I had a guy I used to take care of, one of the ball boys. I used to hook him up, right? Here's my rules. When I came into the locker room on game day, put my pads in my pants, right? Get my jersey over my shoulder pads, get it all nice so I can just whoop, slide in or whatever. And at halftime, hamburger, hot dog in my locker. That's it.
Take a quick break.
I say you will be compensated unlike anybody else in this locker room.
Oh, wow.
He say, I got you. I got you. Let's just say there was a couple of semesters he ain't had to worry about a bill.
Nice. So all he had to do was sling you some meat and sausage,
and then he did it during camp too. So during camp when we had them 2-a-days, he used to hook me up. So yeah, he took care of me.
Take a break. Back after this.
We are so close to
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, you want to get your hair cut by the Canes and Dolphins barber? Well, we got a chance to freshen up your look with Steven Rivera, barber to the athletes. Go to
I'm about ready for a fade.
/contest. You look like it.
I have to get that reverse fade.
Let's get you a training camp update brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Enroll today at one of their over 60 Miami-Dade Public Schools Technical Colleges affordable training programs and get fast-tracked to a financially rewarding career in 1 to 2 years. Convenient day and evening classes give you the flexibility you need while you learn. Go to careerinayear.com and get there. Dolphins will be back at the practice field today. If you guys didn't hear earlier, Jeff Wilson is going on IR with midsection and hand injury, so he's just banged up all over the place.
I went on IR one time.
But when you went on IR, it was kaput, right?
What do you mean?
IR was done when you played.
Yeah.
There wasn't you're on IR, you can miss a few games.
I broke my ribs.
Oof.
And
that was when the trainer re-broke them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, your trainer broke your ribs? Re-broke your ribs?
He re-broke them, dude.
Here's what happens with ribs.
Was it the Chargers doctor?
When you it was actually the strength and conditioning guy. What happens is when your ribs heal, you get like calcium around them, and that holds them together, right? So once you get to that point, you feel great. So it was probably, I had 3 broken ribs. After like 2 or 3 weeks, I was feeling really good. So I go out and I had been running. I ran the last week pretty good. I had the little flak jacket on. I went out to practice, and we were doing that thing, where you're on your back, and he leans on you, and you do this, and then we just all heard, bah, bah, bah. And I was like, oh. He goes, what happened? I said, well, ow. And we got x-rayed again, and they said, just let it heal. Yeah, but that hurt like hell. And it hurt like hell the second time, even worse.
Did Tobin just mute himself?
Dude.
I didn't touch anything. I swear to God. I didn't. Did you, as I was asking, was that in Cleveland?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. So, yeah, that was.
Schmeathan nailed you, though, D-Roy.
Huh?
Schmeathan said, while you go to IR, Brent Tobin goes to the IHOP.
J-Fig said you keep messing with the stream.
I didn't mess with anything. I was trying to get us back on the air. It was like we were sitting there, the song was playing for a gazillion minutes.
You know what's incredible about you?
What?
Nobody does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You mysteriously nobody can hear you. And normally you go, oh, my bad. Now this time
I don't think I touched it. I don't think I touched it. That's why I don't normally deny it.
Okay. All right.
I would feel like my character adds up to this, but I don't keep messing with the stream.
So Florida's not ranked, are they?
No.
Okay. So they probably gonna go to Utah and get a little beat down.
Well, this would be a big game for the SEC and Pac-12, right? Like if Utah beats a Pac-12, an SEC team, that would be that would look good for them.
I think Utah's better than Florida.
I think it's whoever wins gets Urban Meyer's love more forever.
Right.
Forever.
What about Ohio State?
Nah, maybe they get the most. I don't know. Hard to say.
What about that lady in the bar?
She's always gonna be number one. There's no topping her.
Mrs. Urban Meyer better be number one.
Yeah, well,
wasn't that day. She wasn't that day.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a fortunate future that he gave up all that money to be a fool in Jacksonville.
By the way, the Jihad Ward, who was the defensive lineman,
Jihad Ward, number 55.
Yeah, who are you? So he said, "See, the thing is, they're going to entertain. They're going to show his part. HBO, whatever the stuff is going on, Hard Knocks, they're going to show his part. They weren't even in the whole scenario of what really went down. So they're going to show his side of the story. It's all about Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. They signed him, so it is what it is. They're going to show his part and make me look like a sucker. But I ain't going for that.
Nobody called you a sucker. So you calling yourself a sucker has just verified you're a sucker.
Hey, don't admit. Hey, Vlad, there's a rule in the game. Don't admit to nothing until somebody say something. Right? And if nobody don't mention it, right, you don't bring it up.
Right. You know what happened? Here's what happened. We don't know what happened. Tuesday night comes on, 10:35.
All his boys watching.
Everybody's watching.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, his phone is blown up with, you let Aaron talk to you like that?
Yep.
Come on, boy. Don't you know Aaron? Don't act like you don't know who Aaron Rodgers is, man. Come on, man. Don't play yourself. And he just got ripped and ripped. And he's probably getting laughed at in the locker room. Like I said, Leroy.
Well, he said, this is what he says.
Told him to do that.
His claim is, he said, quote, everybody is going to be pissed off at that. The whole team was pissed off. You know what I'm saying? It's preseason, all that stuff. And you're going to have some reaction like that. It's cool, though. That's how they roll. I think we play them soon. It is what it is.
Okay. And now, by the way, timeout. It is preseason. So why is your defensive coordinator calling no safety help, no safety, zero blitz? Why are you calling that in a preseason?
Hey, Vlad, let me tell you this, player. Real quick. This was during practice, right?
No, this was during the training
game.
No,
preseason
game. The preseason game.
It's a game.
Okay, then. So then
guess what? Wait.
No.
Play football.
They were upset because of the block that Randall Cobb did to one of their defenders.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
So lit them up.
Wait. You want to talk about some that right there?
What about that?
I mean, you could. What about it?
Yeah.
Well, you can't sit here and say what you get ready to say about this young cat in preseason or the defense playing zero safety help.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you can't be saying
with your wide receiver cleaning somebody out,
well,
all bets are off.
You got to put your head on a swivel there, my friend. You got to
Then
know where you're going.
Then if they blitz, you better block them.
So that's what I'm saying. We didn't bitch and complain about the blitzing. So why is he upset about a block? That would, by the way, that was that didn't look like it was a dirty block.
It was illegal.
But was it dirty? Exactly.
Wait, can I just say this? If something is illegal and you do it, even though it's an illegal block, then it's a little dirty.
It's not dirty. It wasn't. That was a more of a judgmental call. But
judgmental! You can't crack back. What else do you need to know? It's
he didn't really crack back. He saw him. He saw him. It wasn't like he blindsided him, Leroy. He saw him.
What?
But anywho,
you ain't 55. Never get knocked. You don't ever go ass over tea kettle with somebody 55. You see.
55. Listen, the Giants are upset.
His name's
because now they're not being talked about as much.
They took you saying they took the back pages?
The Jets take the back pages because nobody was mentioning them. Mind you, this was a home game for the Giants, and it was all about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. That's why 55 is talking all that crap. He's trying to make a name for himself.
Well, I think he's talking that crap because he thinks that something was cut out that wasn't, and I don't think that anything really was significantly cut out. Like
I don't think there was nothing wrong with none of that.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with it either.
There was something wrong with that block.
I did think
in the preseason.
Cobb lit that dude up, but I do think that Aaron Rodgers got a little sensitive with the tappy tap. The problem with Ward is you come back to Aaron Rodgers can't be. I don't know you either. Yes you do.
That was it. It was just that's what it was. He got played. It was recorded him getting played.
Can I ask you a question?
I didn't realize this dude's been in the league
played himself afterward.
It also wasn't nice. I didn't realize this guy's been in the league for 8 years, and so Aaron Rodgers saying "I don't know you" is also extra mean because he's a vet.
No. Not only he's extra mean. Green Bay played the Giants last year in London. So you should have known who he was.
Yes, he knew who he was. So think about this though, right? That little tap on the shoulder wasn't a flag. The Cobb hit was a flag.
Lit him
what
up.
are we talking about?
Lit him up.
You talking about something that wasn't right.
Although I will say,
the rules of football said one was okay and one wasn't.
It was funny that Aaron Rodgers told Randall Cobb, he goes, "You think this is 2014? Like that's ancient."
Right.
Like that's like
Not in football years, 9 years ago.
It's a long time. I know,
Yeah.
but it's like it shouldn't be that long ago, but it is.
It is.
Now Jalen Phillips can't even be near Justin Herbert.
Like 2014 was back in the day when you got jacked up.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this.
world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Hey, you went Chanel pearls. Hey, you went Rolls Royce car. Hey, you went Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you want war with all my hoes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? Your accentatories.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Well, ever since this storm got in our area, it's been extremely breezy. I'd say we've had gusts over 20, 25 miles an hour. The winds are moving. At this juncture, I'm looking, looks like it's coming out of the northwest. Yeah, that looks about right. That's where the clouds are moving. And it's been a little bit cooler, but I'm still guessing it's around 90 degrees.
All right. Well, he's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen. You trust him. Trust that he's got you. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Yesterday, Chris Grier addressed the media on the trade fodder on Jonathan Taylor. And, not surprising. He's like, deals didn't really go anywhere. I did see Chris Ballard yesterday, Colts GM, a.k.a. Irsay's puppet. And he was like asked about why haven't they paid Jonathan Taylor? And it's simply his answer was, we won 4 games last year. Lashing out, dude.
So let him go then.
Yeah, let him leave if he's not that valuable to your winning.
If you rebuild and get more assets.
Here was Chris Grier. He was asked about the rumor about Jaylen Waddle being requested in trade talks. And here's what Chris Grier had to say on Waddle Baby Waddle. Which was crazy. Can't believe that they wanted to offer that. Insane. Jaylen Waddle for Jonathan Taylor. High as a kite. Which is not surprising if you think about Irsay. Wild. Pretty crazy. We don't got him, Vlad? Chris Grier on Jaylen Waddle being in the rumors?
Said 95% of what's reported is inaccurate, so I got to ask you, did the words Jaylen Waddle come out of Chris's mouth?
Again, I'm not going to go into discussions that were talked about with stuff, but God, man, you're a dog on this, huh? but yeah, Jaylen Waddle would not be available to anybody. It wouldn't matter who they called about.
Hey,
wow.
Hold on.
He was tickled.
Hey, I understand the old chuckle. The old chuckle is, you found out, huh?
That's true.
And the reason why you don't speculate is because you don't want to throw the other guy under the bus. You might have to do business with.
Yeah, maybe, but like it was crazy. Like I saw yesterday, Pat McAfee, who's obviously become one of the bigger NFL media guys out there, but he's also a Colts homer. And he was like, I don't think it's a crazy. Why is that a wild request to ask for the Dolphins' number 2 receiver? And I'm like, no.
Because he has more value to this team than evidently you think your guy has to your team.
But like, don't treat Jaylen Waddle like he's complimentary. The guy had 1,300 yards last year, and like, it just happens to be that Tyreek Hill is his teammate, and eclipsed that by a lot. Like, get out of here! Oh, he's a number 2 receiver. Nah, dude. Well, what are you doing here? That we're gonna treat Jaylen Waddle like he's some side piece to the Dolphins. He's one of the Dolphins. What would you put Jaylen Waddle at? One of the top 5 players on the team?
I would say you go
at a bottom.
Tua, Tyreek, Christian Wilkins, X, and then Waddle. And I'm this is just off the top of my head. I'm not really, I don't know. Christian Wilkins would be the only person on defense at this moment right now, if you don't include X.
But I think everybody looks at the faces of the Dolphins right now are Tua,
all on offense.
Tua, Waddle, Tyreek.
Yeah,
those are the guys who are on the posters.
Yeah,
everybody loves doing the Waddle
correct.
dance.
Correct.
And like Pat McAfee's acting like, why is that a crazy request?
You know why? You know why? Because he was a kicker. Okay.
I think he was a punter.
It's a kicker. Same thing.
Samesies?
Samesies. The kicking room, right? Is there a difference when you say the running back room? Is there a difference between a short yardage back and every down back? Running back.
I feel like does a punter have a little more cred than the kicker or less cred?
I mean, he still goes and spends half of the practice dropping the ball on his foot.
I'm just asking which one you guys gave a little more respect to.
Wow, we had two. When I was in Minnesota, we had two good dudes, Mitch Berger and our field goal kicker missed one kick all year. So
yeah, well,
I'm not going. Yeah, a big one, the biggest one. So I'm not going to really. I can't say much of that. I don't know too many. Some teams have punters who were game changers, right? I would say yes. I would say yes, that the punter probably has more street cred because you use him more.
Hold on a second. I got to call out two of our regs, RVA Ritchie and Dade South. The Tobin is strong and McAfee. Dade South. Sounds like Tobin tactics by Pat to me. All right. No, dude, that's not fair.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something.
That's not true.
As my friend,
no, that's not true.
As my friend and then my boy, I'm gonna tell you this: you have done this to yourself.
What have I done? What have I done?
Hey, the reason why people make all these comments is because things that you have done.
Not true.
They're not just pulling it out of thin air.
It
is true.
If old Tobes know one thing, it's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. That's what old Tobes knows.
Listen,
and I'm telling you right now.
Fair trade for Tobes.
Oh,
not for everybody else.
Here's the deal.
I can make all parties happy.
Here's the deal. I'm starting to get the feeling that when they told Jonathan Taylor to go out and try to get a trade, they knew he was never going to find a trade partner. You see what I'm saying? And so they figured if they let him go out and get a trade, that he would come back and then be a team player. That's what they thought. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know.
No, they thought wrong. That's not happening.
I just have a question. How does a guy who's on the PUP expect to get a team to work on a trade for him and then all of a sudden be healthy just like that? Boom. Because you got to get out of, don't you have to get out of the PUP list in order to be traded?
Yeah, you can't be traded unless you're off the PUP list. So now he can't really be traded for a month now.
So I don't know, Tobin, you tell me, how is he going to be off the PUP list, physical by the other team, and then negotiate for a contract extension?
I don't know. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, Tobes.
Yeah.
If he was well enough to trade, why is he still on the PUP list?
Because they don't want to play for him.
No. They decided to put him on the PUP, not him. He didn't say, put me on the PUP.
No, but you don't think that he's gone to them and I'm sure there's been talks, but like, listen, put him on the PUP if he's not gonna if you're not gonna trade him because he ain't playing for you guys and you're gonna ruin his health. You know, I'm sure because they could always put it under. Oh, his ankle's not ready yet, but we know what it is. You know, it's like Ben Simmons in his back.
But that's different. Ben Simmons, if he played or not, nobody you still didn't know what you were gonna get. Jonathan Taylor, if he plays. But my whole thing is that how is a guy healthy enough to trade, but then he ain't healthy enough to play for you?
Because he doesn't want to play for them, though.
But what they put him on is not his decision.
But you don't think there's coordination with that? Like, it's not like they're like, hey, surprise.
Coordination. Clearly, if he was coordinated, he'd still be a damn Colt.
Hold on. So you think that Jonathan Taylor has had no say in him going on PUP?
No, none. You think so? He wanted to be traded, and they made it too unrealistic.
No, that I believe, but when they didn't
unreasonable to get traded.
But when they didn't,
you think he had any pull? They just tried to make him feel good. Okay, go out and get a deal. We want 7 first-rounders.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't a real situation for him to actually get dealt. But no, I think if Jonathan Taylor had his way right now, does he want to play for the Colts? No, I think he'd rather.
But if you could, here's what you're missing here. if you're going to be a stickler about Jonathan Taylor and you're going to put him in a tough spot, the way you do it is activate him and put the ball in his court. You have put him on the PUP and gave him an easy way out.
I don't think so. This is why I would say that's not going to happen, though, is because the NFL is so, and a lot of their coaches are so hell-bent on not having distractions. You have a first-year head coach there. Like, if
your owner is a distraction,
that's fine. You can say that. You can say he's a distraction or whatever, but like,
anyway, let me ask you, what's the worst distraction? A guy who wants a contract and is pouting about it, right? Or a guy getting caught with a bag full of pills and $87,000 in his pocket.
Okay, man, but like, the coach is never going to be asked about that at a press conference. If Jonathan Taylor,
that was 3 coaches ago.
If Jonathan Taylor is active this week, the coach is going to be asked, how much is Jonathan Taylor playing? And if Jonathan Taylor actually didn't want to be active on the game day roster, yeah, that's going to linger. If they could put it off for a month and say, hey, month goes by, maybe somebody will or maybe they'll be more willing to take on a lesser offer for him or something like that. Because what's the trade deadline? It's Halloween, I think. So, if it doesn't have to be a thing for a month, yeah, football will be able to put it out of its mind.
Here's the other problem. You have now put this out there that Jonathan Taylor is damaged goods. So why are you asking for top dollar for a car that got a tranny blown?
Yeah, I don't know what that's a weird one for me. Is like,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you making it sound like they made Jonathan Taylor. They asking for things like Jonathan Taylor is a certified Hall of Famer and he walking around the facility limping. So I'm like, how can you make these men like the whole situation smelled from the beginning?
Definitely smells.
You told a guy who was on PUP to go work out your own trade, right? You got Chris Grier
laughing,
and he really never does that.
Laughing at you.
Laughing because he's like, this guy had the audacity.
It is.
Ask me for Jaylen Waddle for a running back, right? And the thing that kills me about all this, you don't value him enough to pay him where he slots out, right? So he slots out at third, maybe even second running back in the league as far as production, right? Yet you want others to pay you like he's the second or third. So what gives? You had no intention on trading him. You tried to do this in hopes that when Jonathan Taylor came back, he would say, oh, there's no market for me. I'm going to just ball out here. That's what you hope for, but you botched it.
Yeah. And so anyway, Colts homer Pat McAfee. You don't think it's a wild request to ask for Jaylen Waddle? Shut the hell up.
Whoa.
It's not a wild request. Actually, it is, dude. Actually, you want to know something? If you have a guy who's on a bum ankle or not on a bum ankle, on a position that keeps going down in value, asking for the Dolphins' second best offensive player, and the only reason he's second best is because his teammate is the best receiver in the league. Yeah, it's a wild request. McAfee, go punt something else. I don't know what that means, but anyway,
Sounded tough.
It sounded like you meant business.
Right.
It sounded like you meant
business. It sounded tough.
You know what? Punt this. Like, which would be terrible.
Speaking of
like,
that would hurt.
Like you say, punt these, right?
Take a quick break. When we come back, there's a fox trying to get into the hen house in the Damian Lillard talks. Tell you about that next.
Ooh.
Experience amazing.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hey.
Hello.
Did you hear Show Pony's fraudulent activities when we started the show?
Of course I did.
Yes.
Yeah, you two.
Trying to blame it on us because we haven't done a video yet.
I'm not blaming you. I just think it's hilarious. You guys are complaining No, I just think it's funny how you guys are complaining about videos that I edit. I can edit my videos how I please. You guys, who's keeping you guys from editing? You guys want to make a video? Make a video.
Look, I didn't complain. I just called you out on it.
We wouldn't have to make a video. We would just have to hit play.
This is what you guys want to do with social media. Look, this is why I'm a savant. You know, like I know things got to be quick and rapid pace. You're like, oh, why didn't you put the 8 minutes in there from 8 minutes ago? It's like, nah, it's a highlight package. That's why.
You want
9. No, I wasn't picky choosy. I'm trying to tell a story. I'm trying to weave along things on Instagram, and you're like, why don't you just do 9 points on you being a flip flopper? Leroy made that
tell
point.
A story. Why did you include Leroy doing this?
I did.
But why?
Why didn't you include the call?
It didn't
the
get
call
because it doesn't
make points.
No. It's because it's redundant. It's just the same points all over the place. What do you guys, when you tell a story, do you just keep reading the same page over and over and over? Is that how you go?
Yeah, it's called radio. We do it every day.
What?
Yeah, when you bring up headlines.
I don't do the same headlines.
Sometimes you do, especially if it's a big story.
Only if it's a big story.
You being a fraud is always a big story. So.
Wow. Why would it be a big story? If you think that I'm fraudulent, why would it be repeating? Why would I have to say it all the time?
Because it's very shocking every time.
You know what? You know what I think it is? I think you haven't taken a bird's life in a while. That's what I think it is.
Tobin.
I think you're on angst.
Tobin. You want to hear
am.
something? You want to hear something incredible?
Go ahead.
That me and my wife were texting, and I told her to stop it. And right when you said, that's how I roll, she literally texted me the same thing. And I'm like, so now I got 2 show ponies in my life.
Maybe you ever think
you're married to 2 show ponies.
Let me ask you this, dude. You ever think about this? You ever look at the puddle and think to yourself, maybe I'm the show pony?
I knew he was gonna go there.
The puddle.
Yeah, because if you were a horse, you don't have a mirror. You don't know how that works. You have hooves. So if you were to look into the puddle like you were drinking some water and you look at yourself and I'm the pony. You ever think to that?
No, because I work with you.
He was right too. He's so right too.
Yeah. Why would a horse have a mirror, Vlad?
He is questioning your reflection, Leroy.
Jennifer, I know.
See, now you
I get it.
What kind of team are you
I'm
supposed to be?
being redundant.
No. Can't disagree with that. Meanwhile, Dolphins, we will say they are back on the practice field.
Let's get it crack-a-lacking. Listen, Dolphins, I'm going to table our conversations because we got 2 state teams playing today and tomorrow. I'm going to give them a lot of my attention because you off this weekend. But you're still on my mind. Don't make anything of it. But let's go, Canes. Let's go.
You're pumped up.
We've been patient. They play tomorrow. Florida, I can give a rat's ass about Florida, but I'm going to watch. Right?
Yeah, you'll check it out.
I'll check it out, but
you can gamble on it, right?
Huh?
You can gamble on it.
I'm not a big fan of you know what? There's a lot of action in the country. I don't have to bet on the local team or the team I played for, anything like that. I want the bet that I think I can win. See what I'm saying?
Speaking of bets, did you see what these jokers, Mike Florio and Chris Sims did?
What did they do?
They picked the Dolphins to win the AFC East. I got to tell you, dude.
First of all,
what?
He who shall not be named.
Sorry.
Okay.
Old CS and Mike Florio went on their show and they picked the Dolphins to win the AFC East. And I got to tell you, dude, I don't want your juju over here. I don't want it.
Wait, are you calling somebody else the mush?
I don't want him around. No, it's not even I'm not even worried about a mush. It's just you guys are frauds. Yeah. You haven't been on the wagon the entire time.
He's got Tua ranked 40th, and yet he can win the AFC East.
What are you doing?
Make up your mind.
him, Chris, Mike Greenberg too. I saw him saying, "Oh, the Dolphins are right there with the Chiefs and talent." It's like, oh, really? You don't think I can see right through this, Greenie? Yeah. Nice try. I know exactly what he's trying to do.
Here's what I think. You ready?
I don't understand with you. I don't understand this with you, Toby.
What?
I don't know. Explain. You always say that the national media shows no love to the teams that you root for,
right?
And now the national media is showing love for the team that you root for.
I don't
and
find
you're hating on the fact that the national media is rooting.
Great point, Vlad. Great point. But I'll tell you why. Here's the point. I know their true feelings, and I know there's darkness in their heart.
So he basically saying they're lying. But
they're lying.
And the facts never change with
Here's
them.
what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. Vlad, I hate to say it about your team, bro, but that offensive line, the quarterback gonna help some. But it seemed like they're going to be the problem all year, right? Now, what helps, I'll say what helps, is the fact that you got a running back, right? And you're going to have two running backs, so you can pound the hell out of the football when your other guy gets healthy. Okay. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but as of right now, that offensive line looks like trouble.
And Leroy, like I said, there's 27 other teams that's saying the same.
Yeah, no, you correct. You correct.
Right, and a lot of them are contenders, including the team down here. If their offensive line doesn't get their act together, that offense doesn't run as smoothly as it should. So that's a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I've been glad, even before you were here, I've been saying all week that there's 25 to 27 teams that are saying the same things about their offensive line as the Dolphins.
But we need narratives and we need things to talk about.
No.
So therefore,
those are facts.
Florio,
I'm just here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I'm saying this on the basis of what I think is going to happen in this division.
I
personally think that Josh Allen is going the wrong way.
I think Buffalo's going down, and
because you can only be the player that you are, and then you have to work with that to try to have some longevity. So he can't be the guy that all of a sudden says, I'm going to be a pocket passer. He ain't never been that. So if he going to try to do that, he going to do a lot of defenses a favor, and they going to lose because of it. So that's, and I've been saying this from the get-go when he first said this nonsense. Okay? The Dolphins, all they really had to do last year, even with the Tua stuff and being unhealthy and being banged up, if their defense was more consistent, they would have been okay. But they weren't. And now they got Vic Fangio. They shored up everything. They're getting healthy.
Yep.
Right? So I do believe that that's why people are picking the Dolphins.
But they don't get to be on the no. But here's the thing: you don't get to be on the slander wagon for 3 straight years, and then all of a sudden you're like,
Super Bowl champs.
Now I'm gonna hop on it.
They can't change their mind.
Nope.
Wait.
There's evil. There's evil.
Chris Sims just texted me. Chris Sims just texted me. You know what he said?
What?
The facts have changed.
Nah, but they haven't. Because here's why, Leroy. You know.
Use your stuff against you.
I said it like 2 minutes ago.
I understand. I understand you guys think it's the same, but it's not. See, first of all, I am a good-hearted person. Chris Sims is evil. And when I look in his heart, what I see is a man who's trying to build up a take to get to another take. It's called, it's basically, it's kind of like, it's when you're in a fight, it's a feint, you know? So it looks like he's throwing a positive take, but what he's really doing is he's waiting to counter with that hook. And what he's hoping to build up here, Vlad, is he's hoping to build up a Tua couldn't live up to the expectations take. It's going to be weeks down the road, but trust me when I tell you, I know this. I smell it a mile away.
Because you're the master of this.
No. I'm always
setting up takes for the future.
Nope. I'll just switch on a take. I don't mind. I don't mind.
All right.
I'm
finally told the truth.
I'm telling you. I don't mind. I don't mind.
You just switched your take on Jokic, correct?
No, I didn't switch my take. What I said is he's off the table. But let's stay with me. Chris Sims, he has a black sports heart, and what he's trying to do is set up the haymaker to take Tua down even more. That's what he's doing. So he builds him up. It seems like he's your friend, but he's standing there with a dagger behind his back.
You got some reverse psychology working?
Exactly. With me, I'll just be like, didn't realize that was coming along. Now I feel different.
No, you don't. Wait a minute.
Yep, it's way different, dude.
Wait a minute. Stop acting like all of a sudden you have foresight and go, you know what? Perhaps I was off on that take. You ain't never said that. Never.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
My goodness.
It's hard to say though. I don't know. Like if you have
with another one.
If you have one in the holster that you'd like to bring, I'd be all ears.
Really? You just admitted to switching takes. You just admitted to all this. And then I say, you know what? You do the same thing.
It's not a change of heart though. My heart always stays the same.
You got moved.
So you're saying even when you did this about Jovic?
That was like yeah, because like honestly,
and I had to yell that he's only 19.
That's
and
always
what was your response?
I said Tyler Herro was 19 years old, balling in the Eastern Conference Finals. What excuse is that?
So how are you?
Yeah, when did you become a fan?
I became a fan throughout the season because I was boots on the ground watching him warm up. I had Caron Butler. We were talking to him about the moves he was working on.
You became a fan of a player in warmups.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We better go to break. We better go to break soon because I'm a
dude.
cut.
You don't understand. No. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you're not boots on the ground, you don't understand. And a lot of people don't understand.
Wait. I don't have to understand because I've been praising Jovic since he got here.
No. Let me finish my thoughts, okay? Before you act like you've been number one Jovic fan. I'm telling you, his warm-ups are different from other people's warm-ups. They're different. They treat his warm-ups with the intensity of a game. They were crafting the Serbian Terminator from a little Serbian baby who wasn't even graduating high school. All right. So I've been along the Jovic journey behind the scenes. All right. I've been seeing the making of the movie. You're just sitting here with your popcorn and watching the finished product. And I tell you, I've been in the director's chair.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Semantic Samurai. Teach me the ways of the Yoda. Because when it comes to semantics, you are Yoda. Teach me.
Yoda was a Jedi. He wasn't a samurai. Goosies, no Goosies is next. Oh, baby. It's time to get to our favorite Thursday game, ladies and gentlemen. A little Goosies. No Goosies. But before that, a couple things I got to tell you about. First, if you want to get your hair cut by the Fins and Canes Barber, we've got a chance to freshen up your look with Steven Rivera, the barber to the athletes. I was just seeing on his gram just now during the break. Xavier Restrepo, lightning bolt in his hair. Top notch. Looks like he's ready for game day. Anyway, if you guys want to win that, go to WQAM.com/contest. Also, we have a chance to win a photo op and an autograph from Panther star Matthew Tkachuk coming up on Sunday, September 10th at Hollywood Collectibles on Sterling Road in Dania. If you guys want to enter the contest, text the word Florida to 20357. That's Florida to 20357, and your name is in the rink. If you don't win, you still want to go to the event, you guys can get more info at HollywoodCollectibles.com. This is a text contest, so message and data rates may apply. It is time for Goosies, No Goosies. Jennifer?
I love how Leroy's not here for this.
I don't know where he went. Maybe he finally got sick of me.
Maybe.
Hard to say. What do you have today for Goosies, No Goosies?
All right. Number 1, Joe Montana saying Dan Marino is the greatest QB of all time. He went and told Men's Health.
I mean, it's Goosies galore. Like, you know, to have a man who's in the GOAT debate himself throw and say basically, no, you guys don't understand. Dan Marino is actually the GOAT. It puts a lot of weight to the GOAT argument. You know, I know a lot of Sully and Murphs are going to be upset because Tom's the greatest of all time. But, you know, really just a cheating system quarterback. Let's be honest, you know? So while he may have all the accolades, the trophies, some records, things like that, good for Tom Brady. But if Joe Montana is coming out and saying that Dan Marino is the greatest of all time, that's Goosies.
Here's what I would say.
I love you talk about coming back from eating, like licking his fingers,
dude,
licking his mouth.
Let me tell you what I just had.
Okay.
At Fresh Market, they have these cookies with a brownie in the middle.
So like a brookie?
No.
Okay.
Not a brookie. It's called a brookie.
Whatever. Same thing.
Brokey. No,
that's what I call it.
I don't think you did.
No, you don't. Nobody calls it that.
That's what I call it.
You do not call it a brokey.
I do.
You're pivoting.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. You're pulling a little baby Tobin right now.
I'm really not.
That's not what that means.
That's entrance level Tobin. So here's the deal. There's different levels of this, right? It's like, you remember when Tariq said he's the most accurate quarterback I ever played with, Tua's the most accurate quarterback?
Yeah.
And everybody flipped out because they thought he said Tua was better than, right? When Dan Marino came into the league, there is nobody that ever played the game that threw the football like Dan Marino. Ever. And that just doesn't go away. With that arm strength and that ability, there was nobody.
He said he had the perfect torque of his upper body, the strength to deliver the ball quickly, and a fast release with accuracy. Put Marino in today's game where he has free release and his receivers, holy cow, they weren't very big. Now these guys are 6'4", 6'5". I think Marino's probably one of the most unsung heroes of the game. People don't talk enough about him and realize the numbers that he was putting up during that time.
Agreed. He's right. It doesn't mean, listen, you can be the best at your position and not have all the numbers, right? I mean, Dan Marino, he was throwing for what? Was he the first quarterback to throw 5,000 yards? I'm trying to think. I think he may have been. Back in the day when the football was 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yep.
So I get what he's saying. I get it. I understand it. People get offended because you think accomplishments make you the best. And sometimes you can have better talent. For example, some people will say Aaron Rodgers has better talent at quarterback than Tom Brady. And people will get offended. But you can be a better thrower of the ball. It doesn't mean you're the most successful. Tom Brady's the most successful football player ever. No questions about it. But was
Marino
he
for 5,084?
Huh? Right.
Yeah, Marino was the first one.
Yeah. In 84. And they still can't do it now with nobody being able to be touched. That's how incredible that was. So he's right. People gonna get all offended because Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls and Aaron Rodgers is this. Aaron Rodgers, some people consider Aaron Rodgers to be a better passer of the football than Tom Brady.
I think I think Dan Marino is like, I don't know if anybody's status in the game probably would go up more in most people's eyes. You know, listen, if Joe Montana saying he's the GOAT, but if he did have a championship, like, would one championship solidify his argument? Then I think most people who need a championship, you know, like,
no, here, Aaron Rodgers needs another championship simply because he's been on teams that have been 13-3, 14-2 for almost his whole career and only has one championship. That's different. That's like, you know what? They used to say that about Alex Smith.
So Marino with no championships is more impressive to you than Aaron Rodgers with one?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, because here, he threw the ball as quickly as Aaron Rodgers, but with more power.
And he never went on a darkness retreat, dude.
Nope.
Just isotoners.
Different type of retreats from Marino. Anyway, but you didn't answer the question. Does it give you the Goosies, Joe Montana calling him the GOAT?
Yes, it does. Because some people before Tom Brady considered him the GOAT. Right? Montana the GOAT. So if Montana is saying, Dan Marino.
J-Fig, do you get the Goosies?
Yes, I do.
She got the goose.
I got the goose.
Flat?
Not that one.
No Goosies.
Why?
Because Aaron Rodgers is a Jet. That's why.
No, not because of that. Because you're talking about, even if you're not including Brady, you're talking about Montana himself. You're talking about Peyton Manning. You're talking about other quarterbacks who are of that nature, who has rings and the stats.
But here's the deal. We're talking about throwing for 5,000 yards when throwing the football wasn't a thing.
That's beautiful. I understand that. But you didn't win a title as well.
All right.
What's number 2, J-Fig?
Jack Harlow having Jamal Murray in his music video, Denver.
No Goosies. I'm sick of Jack Harlow. He's a front runner. And quite
frankly, fake friend.
Let me just tell you something right now about Jack Harlow. He's new Drake. And I don't mean that in a musically successful way. I mean, this dude is the new A1 celeb front runner. Everything that's hot right now, Jack Harlow tries to hop on. The same thing with Tyler Herro. Made a song about him when he was blown up in the bubble. Then all of a sudden he shows up to the Eastern Conference Finals last year wearing a Tatum jacket. And now all of a sudden, forget that. I'm going to do a music video with Jamal Murray. Get the hell out of here, Jack Harlow. Leroy?
I don't have the Goosies, but you need to stop. You get a little bit too carried away.
Just enough. Every year I'm going to have somebody in my music video. Get out of here, Jack Harlow.
Wow.
What's popping? Apparently whatever's new at the time, that's what you go with.
That's how it works.
Empty.
The hottest and latest.
Study Steve is right. Jack
No
Harlow,
loyalty.
NBA floozy.
He's a floozy, dude.
Well, you would know floozy.
J-Fig, what about you and Jack Harlow?
NBA floozy, meet loose goose floozy.
It's not fair. It's not fair. J-Fig, where are you with Jack Harlow?
He lost my Goosies the second he wore green.
You don't want to lose J-Fig's Goosies.
How are you gonna write a song named Tyler Herro and you're gonna show up to the Heat series wearing a Celtics jacket?
Not a good look.
Is he from that? Where is he from?
He's from Kentucky. Which, by the way, is from Louisville. Which we should have been onto the scent that he befriended a Wildcat.
Ooh, yeah.
Vlad, what about you? Where are your Goosies with Jack Harlow?
I'm not Goosies with no damn Jack Harlow. He's like Stutton Steve said, he's an NBA floozy, bro. Next year he's gonna be the question is who's he gonna be floozing with next season?
LeBron.
That's a better question. Nah, LeBron don't want him.
Nah, LeBron's Drake. He can't.
LeBron's got you gotta be A-list to be with LeBron. He's probably gonna be who's the guy? Trey Young? Maybe Trey Young?
Anthony
Jack
Edwards.
Harlow and Trey Young?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a song called Ant-Man. You know it.
Or you know what? No.
Ant-Man and Prince.
He's such a Jack Harlow.
He's gonna do a song.
He's gonna have a song with Scoot Henderson.
Oh no.
He gonna do a
Scoot
song
and Harlow
with Ant-Man, right? With he gonna sample a Prince song.
Man,
I don't know if you can sample a Prince song.
That's gonna cost him some money. Oh, he's got money. What's number 3, J Fig?
Canelo says he's open to fighting Terence Crawford.
At what weight?
Oh, I think he's willing for him to come up. Terence Crawford says he wants to go up to 168 to fight him. And I got the Goosies. I mean, what are we talking about? That would be insane.
I mean, it would basically be Canelo and Mayweather too, except Mayweather got big and got more power.
I know. It's not
because
like
that's exactly
scary.
Right. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? Because when we saw that fight, I was mesmerized by how this guy just sat there, avoided getting hit, and counterpunch with that power.
You talking about Floyd and Canelo?
No, I'm talking about when
Crawford
Bud fought Spence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Terence Crawford's beating Canelo.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. He's piecing him up. First of all, Canelo's always had trouble with the better skilled boxers. You look back to Landy Lara. Hell, Dimitri Bivol just did it to him. You look to Austin Trout, Floyd Mayweather. Those guys who are real slick boxers have always given Canelo a handful.
Now put some power behind one of them.
Biggest fight they can make right now. No doubt.
Oh.
Biggest fight they can make.
It would. Oh, my goodness.
You know what? Shout out to Canelo. His English has improved so
my God.
Well that dude is he's like, you look forward to a Canelo interview now. Because I kind of feel like everything he has.
I think Oscar De La Hoya was holding him back. He left Oscar De La Hoya and all of a sudden he's spitting.
Bro, you say Oscar exactly. You say Oscar De La Hoya, just put the mic down. He's going to give you 5 minutes of exactly how he feels for Oscar De La Hoya, not holding anything back. He doesn't even know what PC is.
But I got the Goosies. What about you, Leroy?
Do I? Woo. After what I saw with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, that is the only fight I'm looking forward to right now.
J-Fig, Goosies?
No.
Wow, really?
Well, she's not in the fight game. So
no.
If you get
until I attend one, I will
J-Fig, I'm telling you, if you go to Vegas for a big fight, you're gonna be hooked.
Well, I cannot wait to attend Vegas then.
Vlad, Goosies? No Goosies?
Goosies.
Yeah.
Quadruple Goosies, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
first.
What? Oh, come on. We love boxing. We love fighting. We want to see the best go against the best. After that performance that he did against Errol Spence, there's really nobody you want to see against Terence Crawford.
There's really not, other than Canelo.
Because you know that's the biggest fight left in boxing. Not even the heavyweights. We all know Fury's the man there, right? Yep. The 140 division, they don't know where the 135, 140, they don't want to fight each other. So they're going to try to fight each other when one goes up one division. So we're not going to see Tank. We're not going to see Haney. We're not going to see Shakur. We're not going to see any of them anytime soon. Crawford, Canelo. That's the fight. And Canelo needs them.
Hey.
Come on, man.
We got
Canelo, that's his last big fight, too.
Probably. We'll take a quick break. Some Dolphins news has just come across the wire. We'll give you an update on a new contract. I won't say who it is.
It ain't who it needs to be.
It's not who it needs to be. That's a fair point. We'll give you some news on that, get you caught up, and I will get to that Damian Lillard news as well. Back after this.
WQ. Jay with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback.
All right, welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy, final hour of the program. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
All right, so some Dolphins news coming down the wire, aka Twitter. Alec Ingold, fullback for the Dolphins, has agreed to an extension that has been described as worth up to $17.2 million. Makes him the highest paid fullback in the conference.
So up to $7 million a year or $7 million total?
Well, I have a couple conflicts here because I see ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques says, per source, Dolphins have agreed to a 3-year deal with Alec Ingold. It's worth $12.2 million, average annual of a little over $6 million guaranteed, an additional $500K in incentives each year. But then I have another one that says, let's see, Pelissaro. He said that. Where the hell did it go? Oh, Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold agreed to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to 17.2. I don't know if that's including this year, because if it's a 3-year extension, is it on top of this year? So maybe that's why that sounds so much bigger.
So
fullback paid.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm happy for him.
Happy for Alec. Nice guy, leader.
Let's put this in context. He's going to make more money this year.
Yeah.
Than Jonathan Taylor.
Huh. Yes, he is. And Raheem Mostert. Just pathetic. You're starting running back. Which, by the way, I did see Omar Kelly tweet that Mostert put on a little muscle, Leroy. Went up 10 pounds to 215. He wants to be a little bit more physical this year. Looks like your call-outs have worked on him.
Well, he did it towards the end of the year. He's when what's his name got into town from when they traded for
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson.
Yep.
They all seem to start running the ball really hard.
It definitely seemed like it helped. It definitely brought an attitude to them.
Right.
Definitely seemed to help. Okay, so here's the other piece of news from the basketball side of things. Marc Spears, maybe you heard of him, Hall of Famer. He did the sit down with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard confirmed that there was a trade request from Portland, but he won't talk about Portland because Joe Cronin went and he whined to the league. Oh, I don't want Dame to whine. Oh, please. So he's not allowed to talk about Portland. But Marc Spears, he said today on the Oregonian podcast, shout out to Drew Starr, by the way, for listening to all these podcasts for us. He Twitter's finest. And Marc Spears says that Jayson Tatum tried to recruit Damian Lillard to the Celtics, that he's been trying to get in his ear. He called him up this summer to try and get him. And according to Marc Spears, got the cold shoulder, shot down Tatum, says he only wants to come to Miami.
Here's the deal. You think all that stuff people saying about Boston don't get back to the players?
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. Like, I don't know why people are acting all like this is, nobody say, when's the last time you heard somebody say, I really wanted to play in Boston? It usually comes by trade or draft.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then on top,
he did.
Well, he got traded. He said he wanted to stay in Boston, then he was out of there. He vamoosed.
But he wanted to get traded. He traded him to Boston. He wanted to go to Boston.
But again, a trade with what you looking at, he thought he was going to be like.
I don't think Boston was on his list. I'm pretty sure that Miami was on his list. I remember that it was Miami and the Knicks, and I'm pretty sure that he just ended up in Boston. And then he was all like, I'll stay if you guys have me. And then he decided to change his mind after a year.
Which usually always happens unless it comes with an extension.
Right. Well, he also everybody hated him on that team, apparently.
Yeah.
But also, But I think that you're right. Like if people get word of it, and then Tatum doesn't know because they all love Tatum. You know, they love him. The Bostonians, Vlad, they love Jayson Tatum.
I get it. Yeah. What's your beef with him?
Because no, it's not a beef. It's just a case of like he can do no wrong. So like he'll have a skewed perception of Boston that other players may not.
Right.
Okay.
Agreed.
You're not going to sway him. And besides, you don't get to be friends with him now, Jayson Tatum. Okay. Bam's been friends with him. You don't just check in on him when life's gone hot, you know? Oh, it can benefit you. You know, Bam's probably checking in on his birthday every single year, you know, texting back and forth. Hey, have you seen the latest thing on Netflix? Like they're buddies. They're genuine friends. You're just a friend who wants him on your basketball team.
Does he check on his teammate like that?
Who? Oh, they're great friends. Great friends.
Tyler and Bam?
Oh, dude.
Bam has been just showing his ass out for Dame?
They've been flirting, but yeah, you saw with the Miami Pro League, they were hobnobbing, Vlad. They were hugging and kissing, basically.
You hear this, Leroy?
I'm telling you, dude. I saw it because I'm going to tell you, I thought that was a concern. And then I even brought this up, Vlad, last week of the old Tyler maybe pulling the switcheroo on Bam because he's been hanging out with Embiid.
I heard that with Embiid.
So, I don't know. Actually, Tyler was working out with Jayson Tatum. I saw him feeding him some buckets.
So let me ask you this. If you had to choose between Bam going for Lillard or Herro getting Embiid, which Wildcat are you siding with?
Oh, I'm siding with Bam. Siding with Bam.
Hey.
Embiid's gonna break. He's gonna break in the midst of it. And Tyler Herro hasn't had a productive playoff in.
He didn't break last year.
Yeah, dude, he always does. Every single. You want to know why?
He was the MVP.
Oh, dude, because everybody got shamed out of not voting for Jokic. And then on top of it, the guy was basically whining and crying please give me the award. It's so political. Let me tell you something. There's no award that means less than the NBA MVP because every single year it's just what's hot, what's the thing we could decide on by February and wrap it up. It's not a real award. It's
wait. Aren't you the main one talking about Jim VP?
Right. And you want to know something? He never had a shot because he didn't have any real concerns. If you would have looked at the metrics back on that year, he deserved consideration.
Don't, dude.
Leroy, it's the absolute truth.
Cuss. No. Let me tell you something. You sitting here talking about metrics? You talk about metrics to me?
I'm telling you right now, dude.
Talk about metrics to me.
No, I want metrics. I'm telling you right now, Leroy.
All of a sudden, he got a chart with the metrics of why Jimmy should have won the
No. I'm telling you right now, if you would have gone back to that year, remember that was the post-bubble year. If you would have looked at Jim VP that year, one of his finest individual regular seasons, but nobody was going to give it to him because it's a political award. It's the same thing with Bam and Deep Boy. Like it's whoever Boston decides is going to get the award or Philly, that's who it goes to all the time. It's ridiculous.
So then that 6 man that Tyler won, that meant something?
They had no choice though, Vlad. Like sometimes the numbers are just like they're undeniable.
Wait,
like,
what about Jokic?
I thought the numbers didn't care. I thought it was metrics.
What about Jokic?
The numbers were like when you're averaging 22 off the bench, like how are you not going to give that guy the award? What about Jokic?
He won it 2 times, right?
He did.
He didn't deserve it?
Yeah, he deserved it. But he deserved it. But here's the thing. He only won it. Here's the thing. He only won his first one because they were tired of giving it to Giannis. Like, oh, we can't give 3 in a row to Giannis. Now they couldn't give 3 in a row to Jokic. Well, make up your mind. Like, if whoever's the best is the best, give them the award. And then don't even get me started the year that D Wade got screwed out of it because of LeBron getting it. You want to talk about a popularity contest. Scoring champion wasn't even top 3. Ridiculous.
Are you talking about D-Rose? You talking about Derrick Rose?
That was another one, Vlad. Derrick Rose getting the MVP when it should have either gone to LeBron or D Wade if we're looking at metrics. But you give it to Derrick Rose because it was the cute story.
Hey. Please stop saying metrics. You're diminishing the stats.
I love metrics. We're talking about metrics.
All of a sudden,
we talking about metrics.
If you would look at the metric,
I love.
Name one metric. Name one metric.
We talking about metrics.
Name one metric. You using the word. Name one metric.
By the way, RV Richie got you. He said you measure your metrics in flip-flops.
Yes.
Oh, my if you went with my flip-flop efficiency rating would be very high.
Very high.
Very high. Just like Jimmy Butler's girth.
Hey, we your people.
Don't.
What?
Why are you doing this to us?
I'm not doing anything.
Metrics.
Metrics, dude.
Dave South said Leroy calls Tobin
know
Windex. You see right through him.
Because look, if we would have said, listen, and here's the funny thing. If anybody ever talks about metrics against one of his guys, metrics. Who cares about metrics?
I would never spit in the face of metrics.
Really? Wait. You're telling me about metrics, yet Chris Fowler asked you, do you do the research? No.
Yeah, but that wasn't metrics. That was record. Take a break. Back after this.
WQ
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Taking you up until 2 here on the show.
Dude, I just seen the funniest shit. Funniest stuff.
Dump that, Vlad.
Oops.
What's wrong with you?
It slipped, but it was funny. So
it better be funny because you slipped hard.
Hold on. Just so we're clear. You gave Masvidal a lot of guff this week, and he's not a professional host.
Now he ignores us. Hello.
No. Look.
What?
So Dave South said, I tried to see if Tobin cared about metrics on Twitter.
Well, I wouldn't tweet the word metrics. Like, who goes by that? You actually have
no result from Ben Tobin metrics.
Yeah, you have to put in actual metrics. You can't put in just the word metrics.
I can't believe I did that.
Let's talk about your metrics, dude.
Either.
How about you clean up your words parade?
Potty mouth.
It's him, man. He does this. He has this
control over you.
Yes.
Well, let's see if I can get you to curse a little bit more.
He is.
Oh, no.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Don't instigate it.
Yeah, I need to delay the build.
What do we got? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Right, let's get a training camp update brought to us by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Enroll today at one of over 60 Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges affordable training programs and get fast-tracked to a financial rewarding career in 1 to 2 years. Convenient day and evening classes give you the flexibility you need while you learn. Go to careerinayear.com and get there. So, are you familiar with...
Wait.
You don't need the card.
Kids are watching. I'm like, they got to be dumb kids because they're not in school.
Listen.
That's so mean.
I got to be honest with you, dude. The kids are really smart with using the computer these days. In fact, my son...
And the what's it called? The
earbuds.
Earbuds, yeah. Like, they're like Googling answers they're like, what is this? And then they put in the microphone and Google will give them the answer. Like they've solved this in many schools and the teachers can't keep up with the cheating.
Wow.
AirPods, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
AirPods.
And they have the buds where you can't even see, especially if you have hair.
Or
like
a lot of tests.
You could be a master cheater.
Or even a lot of tests are just on computer these days. And they could just go to the computer, put the headset on and figure that out. But you're familiar with Eli Apple? Leroy?
You know I am.
Eli Apple, he may be getting out of your number, Leroy. So right now he's wearing 33, which is also, strangely enough, the number Chris Brooks is wearing. Rookie. He just made the team.
Yeah, both of them were wearing the same number. We can do that now?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I thought they only did that in college.
Me too. But I guess, I don't know, office defense, maybe that's the rule. But like apparently Eli Apple says that he's going to switch.
Good.
He's talking maybe going to 9.
I don't want to have to get rid of this. But if Eli Apple is wearing this number, I'm getting rid of it.
He's thinking of either switching to 3 or 9 now that Noah Igbinoghene is gone. So maybe taking Noah's digit.
I mean, he should change it for 7. Because he always get beat by the double move. So line, crooked, straight. Yeah. 7.
It was
although rumor has it he had a decent camp.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably gonna get the starting gig, right?
Yeah. Well, until
Jaylen gets back, obviously.
Until Jaylen gets back, and then I wonder if they'll keep him and move. Then they got 3 corners. You know what I mean?
Maybe. But yeah, apparently today at camp, he said yesterday that he was thinking of 9 or 3. But according to Joe Shad, still wearing 33 as of today, Leroy. Do you think he's going to try and fleece Chris Brooks for some dough?
No, he ain't got no. Chris Brooks ain't got no money. He's undrafted.
I don't know how Eli Apple works.
Let me tell you something. That would be a low rent move right there.
I don't know what the politics of that are.
No, the politics is no. Here's
Doesn't the vet get the jersey?
Here's the politics though. The politics are, if you had the number when the vet comes in, right? The guy who's been established, you can offer it to him and he'll give you a couple of bucks, right? But technically, it should go to Eli Apple. But if he doesn't wear it, there's no money being exchanged. It's an undrafted rookie.
I just find it strange that they both had, like, because I think Chris Brooks has been here. Like, why did they give Eli Apple that number 2?
Because there's 90 guys, and you might not have had a number you could have given him because of all the numbers were taken.
Right, because if you have 90 guys, they have 3 jerseys retired, and then like 2 aren't retired. Like no one's wearing 99 and no one's wearing 54.
Yeah, but still, it's one of those things you still got to wear according to position.
No, I understand. Well, even though
so all he can wear is single digits, teens, 20s, 30s, or 40s. Right?
Yeah.
Which is when majority of most of the teams wear. You don't have too many 80s and 90s. So you want to see a little bitty slim DB with 48?
I miss when receivers wore 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Randy wore he had a teens number and they made him change it in camp.
Oh, did he? Because he was 18 in Oakland, I think.
Yeah. But they changed the rule at that point. But when he was in Minnesota, he had the teens during camp and he was trying to continue to wear it, and they told him nope, so he wore 84.
Well, he made 84 cool.
Yeah, he did.
That guy was good. That guy was real good.
You don't even – I think the most underrated thing about Randy Moss was how well he could catch and how fast he was. Like he had them thigh pads in, and he was skinny and tall, so you couldn't really tell. But when you watch him run away from people, you're like, that dude's fast, and he's pulling away.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it's like you could just see like it's a different. It's kind of like Cheetah. I mean, it's different speed because Cheetah's obviously like a little.
He got a high turnover.
Yeah, but like he just looks different fast from everybody else.
Right. Like there's fast, and then there's Cheetah fast.
Whew.
Like where he get past you and he throwing up deuces because you ain't catching him.
I can't wait for next week. Oh.
Well, that's why. Listen, that's why I said I'm tabling the Dolphins.
What's the opening game? What's next Thursday? What is the opening game?
Lions versus the Chiefs.
Little man Campbell to open the season.
No Chris Jones.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are we shocked at how well Man Campbell has done there? Or I wouldn't say shocked, but surprised, because I gotta tell you, right? When he first got the gig, we were looking at it, another meathead coach. Right?
Yeah. Well, and he was crying. You know, I was like, I didn't think he was going to make it because he was just so emotional after like an 0-3 start.
Well, he also said he wants to gnaw off guys' calves and legs. If we get knocked down, we're biting the leg off, and we're biting all these parts of your body off.
I'm not here. I think he's a good coach, right? I'm amazed at how he got these grown men to respond to all the things that he does. And they respond well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of guys on that staff who's also like who played, you know, like that was a lot of those guys who were like, oh, these guys had a lot of success in the league. It's not like your typical coach.
Good player doesn't make you a good coach, though, man. You got to know how to relate, and you got to know how everybody didn't have your abilities. Right?
No, it doesn't. But I think it's not something that's common either. Like we're not seeing a ton of that around the league.
Right.
You know, I think that's, one of the cool things about like with the Heat staff, like the Heat have basically everybody who's on their staff played with the team.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool.
It is a cool, kind of like what Mario's doing down here.
Yeah.
Or even the Dolphins. They got the two cornerbacks.
They got
quarterbacks.
I think Surtain went somewhere, but Madison's still here.
Oh, Madison, okay.
I don't know where Surtain went, but I think he got a new gig. I think he's in college now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right. We'll take. Guess what? The most adorable motivation I've ever seen in my life. Next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. If you missed today's show, Tobin and Leroy podcast available for you on the Odyssey app. You guys can go back to watch the whole show, Miami 56 WQM on YouTube and Twitch. The Pinks, first time without Lionel Messi, with Lionel Messi, excuse me. They do not come up victorious. Nashville played like a bunch of cowards yesterday.
Played for the tie.
Showed up not to lose. Congratulations. You know, that's not how Tata does it, okay? Oh.
Who's that?
Is that a chanting for the Pinks?
No, that was a button that was just pressed.
Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, don't worry about it. The Pinks will right the ship and get back in the win column. I mean, hopefully not everybody goes about it the cowardice way. But you can tell Messi was a little frustrated with their cowardice last night. Ridiculous.
And they were trying to be rough.
They got to find
they don't want them to make the MLS playoffs. Could you imagine how bad it would be for all these other teams to allow this man and that team to make the playoffs after being down 15 points?
What do you expect? The guy is a marvel. He is incredible. I don't know how we're not watching this guy. I will say on that free kick that dude saved with the goalie hat, I was legit shocked. I was like, oh man, Messi actually got stopped there. Because I think every time he gets the free kick, it's either going to be a goal or almost a goal with an assist. Like the fact that it went right to the guy's hands, I was stunned. Plus, there's what is that thing? Is that like to prevent concussions? I assume, Leroy.
Yeah, they put it on helmets too now.
It's kind of goofy looking.
Soft pad.
It's a little goofy looking. They gotta find.
Would you rather have a goofy looking hat or be knocked out?
I don't know. I mean, like
the options. There aren't a whole bunch of options. Or you could have the kazoo helmet.
Yeah, Wes Welker did not like wearing the green.
Remember the dude from San Francisco? He had one too.
Yeah.
Remember Don Beebe had to get one. He was always getting knocked out.
So I saw something Totes Adorbs on Twitter or on Instagram, Boots on the Gram. And it was Tyler Herro. It kind of was metrics. It wasn't all the way metrics. It was just a straight up stat, but it was metrics a little bit. So Tyler Herro.
That's the name of the show tonight. Metrics,
dude. So Tyler Herro has been posting on Instagram these like little etch-a-sketch things that are like they're made to be written by his daughter, but I think they're actually written by his trainer, Drew Hanlon. And so his first one was like, "Mommy's my favorite until I average at least 26."
Right, until daddy averages 26.
Until daddy averages 26, which was funny. But this one, his baby daughter, got very in-depth. It goes, "Daddy shoots 93.4% from the line, but shoots less than 3 per game. That needs to change. Love, Zaya."
She has really good penmanship.
She does. Listen, this is what we've been calling it. If it takes Tyler,
this baby could actually fit on that board.
This baby knows ball, okay? And she knows, Tyler Herro, you need to get to the rim more, dude. You need to get to the rim more and force the issue because
she's demanding.
She is demanding. I like this motivation that she has for Tyler Herro.
More importantly, 93% from the free throw line.
I know. Wouldn't it be nice if he shot at least 3 a game?
Tyler's a girl dad.
Yep.
I mean, I got to tell you, I ain't far from it.
If he
I'll fight everybody in the world. If my daughter comes at me the right way, what can I do?
You're silly putty in her hands.
Yeah.
It'd be great if one day Snitchy Mouse wrote on a dry erase board and she wrote, "If that was Robert Smith, he would have converted that 3rd and 37."
Oh man, gotcha.
Hey man, hey,
please send her the message.
Like, you know what? I'm thinking of anything anybody else could say to a player, right? You could say that if it's 1st and 10, but you can't say that when it's 3rd and 37. And the dude does something that has never been done ever till this day, still never been done.
He's him.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, you think Tyler Herro could get to at least like over 5 attempts? That's like what Bam's at.
I think if you have Jimmy around 10, Bam around 5, and him around 5,
because Tyler takes the most shots.
You talking about You talking about 17 to 20 free points?
Whew.
That has to count in some kind of way.
Yeah, bro. If you're shooting 93% from the line, you need to get to the line more than 3 times.
Has to. I mean, look, I know he's got that cute little floater, the baby float around, but like that is like he's always talking about like what separates him from the other guys and what's like that is a stark thing that if he adds to his game, look, he's only 23, so like it's not like that can't come. But if he does add that, and you're talking about that's automatically gets line because Steph gets to line 5 times a game. I don't think that's a crazy thing. If he could get
no,
if he
it's
could,
not.
If you get there 5 times a game,
it's not crazy. And I could almost, I'd be willing to say that Tyler can get to the rim just as well. He just doesn't.
He just loves doing that.
But here's the other deal. You can't really have 3 guys who, one of the things that the Heat pride themselves on is spacing. So you kind of have to pick and choose, right?
No, like, listen, he's definitely going to be the spacer out of all of them, and he's a great shooter. He is a great shooter. So
why do you want him to take it to the hoop?
Because
a lot of times he goes to the hoop and does the alley-oop.
Yeah, but a lot of times he goes to the hoop and just pulls up and does that little floater in the paint.
And makes it.
Yeah, but like,
like
sometimes.
Dude, the teardrop, he makes that a lot.
He's good at that baby float. He is.
Right.
Well, but he clearly knows that's another element. And you want to know why? Like I don't know if that's a respect thing around the league or whatnot, but like the guys in this league who get like who do get to add to their scoring load because they can get to the free throw line a few more handful of times. Like it would make him a more dynamic player. It would. You see all these guys, even the guys who are the great shooters.
Hey,
be able to
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you text them with somebody and y'all go back and forth, and then they send you a text that says liked the last thing you text.
Yeah.
I think that's rather stupid.
Well, I
don't need you to like it. I'm sending you a message.
So you
do
mean
both
like
have iPhones?
Yeah.
You do both have iPhones.
So you don't like when somebody just responds to you with a thumbs up on the message you sent?
No, I don't mind. That's cool. I don't care about
Okay,
that. If I text the dude when we golf every weekend,
okay,
and I say, here's what we got this weekend. We need these times or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'll thumbs up. That means receipt. I got you. You see what I'm saying?
But sometimes when you text back liked, it means they didn't have an iPhone. Like for example, Frog Boy's in our group chat, right? But he doesn't have an iPhone. But if he just likes something, it just says Marcos liked this. And you're like, he doesn't have an iPhone because it would just show the thumbs up. But instead he ruins it.
Okay. Well,
Androids.
Droid sucks.
I think he has an iPhone though.
Now, if he did, all you would have just seen was the thumb up.
So maybe your friend doesn't have signal.
When you text him, is it blue or green? Very important. We need to know this.
Very important.
Very
important. If it's green,
it's blue that I sent to him.
Right, but his response is green.
Well, there's no response. It just shows a little thumbs up on top of my little box.
Oh, that is an iPhone. But
he has an iPhone.
So
but what happened is but when I get the message on my screen, the notification.
Oh, you think that's a waste?
He liked what I said, but when I go to the actual message, it says thumbs up. It goes,
so you just think it's an unnecessary notification? Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, like
listen, iPhones do love their notifications, dude. They throw it around.
What are we doing?
Willy-nilly. I'm telling you what.
The young like notifications.
The young do like notifications. You're not wrong about that, Vlad. The old hate notifications, but the young love them.
I told Teaspoon, I said, hey, meet me at the circle. I'll call you. You shouldn't have to call me because you're gonna meet me at that damn circle.
Right. That's our spot.
Is this how you and Mrs. Spoon, flirt with each other? Meet me at the circle?
No, that's by the school, dude.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Pick her up. Because if you try to go through the if I try to go through the line, I'm too close to home to be doing all that waiting. So I just go to the circle, turn around, and point towards the house. So I don't have to go through all that traffic.
Well, I will make sure that I actually respond to your tweets so the notifications are worth it. And I don't just send you a like back. I will make sure.
But see what you is here's how our conversations go. Hey, what's up? And I'll ask you a question. You go, did you not just see my text? No, I talk to you every day.
No.
Right?
Sometimes, no. You want to know when I know I sent a good text to Leroy? If I send him a text and he calls me back because he's got to talk about it.
Yeah.
He's not going to get back into account. He's
not
like texting back and forth. Like if I hit him something and he found it interesting, I'm getting a ring up and he's like
2 months ago, right?
But you know what's funny about this dude? He'll send me 17 messages, right? And I could be driving or something, so I just call him. And then he act like he's busy.
I am busy.
Like, okay, gotta go. I'm like, what the hell?
Is he big timing you?
He big timing me.
I've never big timed you.
You big time.
I don't big time people. I don't big time nobody.
No, he doesn't.
So Tobin, you know we're entering day 60 tomorrow of Dame to Miami.
Oh boy, don't get it started.
I think we're past day 60. Aren't we on 61?
Tomorrow it was July 1st.
Hey, I told him.
Yeah, but there's 31
when
days.
You're right.
We got October 2nd, right? Tomorrow's the 1st. So next week,
I think
we can start putting some heat on people.
Probation period over?
Yeah.
Because we get to 3 months. If we get to 90 days, that's your probation period. It's over.
Listen, we need to know what we're running with.
I'm just look, I like Damian Lillard a lot. I'm really getting sick of having him on notifications and getting nothing but album retweets.
But that's not him.
What do you mean?
That's others.
I know, but I'm just like that's all he retweets now is just stuff on his album.
But he don't want to get fined.
I know, it's ridiculous. I hate
you. You know what? There's 2 guys that have been stand-up guys that these teams have tried to run over. Christian Wilkins and Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar should be able to throw Cronin under the bus. Right?
I agree.
But he can't. He can't. I don't know how James Harden just said, I'll eat the 100.
James Harden doesn't care. James Harden will he'll take a flamethrower to it. Like James Harden can't wait to show up to Sixers camp in a fat suit. He looks forward to it.
You think you got a new and improved one?
James Harden looks forward to 3 things in life: strip clubs, free throws, and making a stink. That's what he lives for.
Not necessarily in that order.
No, not necessarily in that order. Just
no basketball. No basketball. You can't make a stink in free throws.
No.
It's number one.
Right now, his priority.
Strip clubs are number one. The strip clubs are number one. Priorities. Strip clubs are definitely number one in that order.
Those are his joys in life. These are the things that bring him pleasure, but he can't wait. He's like, ooh, let's make a stink time. He can't wait. He's going to bring the material. I hope he brings a file, like hidden files on Daryl Morey. I'm looking forward to it. Whatever that may be. Whatever that may be, Scooby.
Hey, Scooby is staring like, what's up?
Yeah. Scooby's either high as a kite or he's hungry.
No, he's very calm. He's calm. He likes the little snuggles and the cuddles, and he loves it when I play with his hair like that.
Look at him. Yeah, that's it.
He loves it.
Yeah, he looks like Jim Irsay in the back of a limo.
After a couple pills.
Hey, he does look like he just smoked a little something. I ain't gonna lie.
Or he had a Percocet. Something one of the two.
Scooby got a little doggy joint.
All right, everybody. That's our show. We will talk to you tomorrow.